All Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody, to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush and Tyvis Powell. I'm Adam the Bull. We've got Mike, Anthony, and Steve behind the glass. Zach Jackson's going to join us later in the show. We'll talk with him and do fence riders with him.
We got to pour some out.
What you pouring a little bit out for?
John Kinsey Noel.
Yeah.
Pour a little drink
out. Well, he's not dead, but he's
It's a sad day.
He got
DFA'd.
This is for my homies. This is for my homies.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, John Kinsey.
They did him wrong. They could have waited till after Christmas.
Well, you know what's funny?
They got him wrong.
They got him wrong. It's disrespectful.
By
They got him on the third day of Hanukkah.
That was the fourth day, fourth night.
I thought it was going to be crazy. I thought I had it.
No, it's fourth night. Here's the deal. Here's what's even funnier. So what happens is when a player is designated for assignment, I've probably explained this before, but there's a lot of fans that don't know what it means. So I'll explain it briefly. When you get designated for assignment, it gives you a week to do one of two things. Okay. You can trade the player or put him on waivers. All right? Then, if you don't trade him and he goes on waivers, one of three things can happen then. Either he's claimed by somebody on waivers and they pick him up. Mm-hmm. He is not claimed by somebody on waivers. Mm-hmm. In that case, the Guardians can assign him to the minors and he'd still be part of the organization. But he would have the right to refuse that assignment and could just go on the free agent market if he wanted. But that won't happen for a week. So in theory, he could officially be waived on Christmas Day.
Does he get – that's wild. Does he get the same amount of bread?
Disrespectful.
Like say they waive him and you know what I'm saying,
he does not have a set contract yet, but he's in the stage of his career where he's making like minimum salary or maybe like 10 to 50,000 above that.
So what's the minimum?
I want to say it's $750, something like that. Mike, do you know? Do you have it? Can you
poor.
Find it real quick?
The vet minimum of MLB?
I think in baseball it's 7 something, I think.
I mean, I'm not going to say 750,000 is poor, but boy, 750 like in today's climate.
760.
760. So
he got a regular life.
So my guess is
ain't a regular life.
He got a regular life, bro.
So he's probably not
fine.
At most he's making like 800 at most. Which is probably not even that.
That's a good.
Oh, it's a great living for 99% of people.
Bull, G over here shaking his head like it ain't.
I mean, he ain't. Listen,
he ain't hurting.
He not hurting, but he can't make no mistakes. You better not go to jail.
He might can make one.
No, you better not get into jail. You better not have no taxes. You can't have a baby mom or extra one. You can't have a gambling addict or addiction or drinking.
He's from the Dominican Republic, I think, isn't he?
He shouldn't be gambling nothing with the Guardians.
Can you look up what country he's from, Mike?
Ortiz gonna tell
John
on
Kinsey?
you.
I think John Kinsey's from the Dominican Republic, I believe.
Yeah, DR.
Okay, and obviously, especially the DR, that money's going to go a long way.
Yeah, you know what?
If he lives there, which I assume he does.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
But anyway, he'll end up somewhere. But my guess is somebody will take him on waivers or like a trade for cash or something. In fact, the reason he got DFA,
he gonna go to the Yankees.
Nah, I doubt it. A team like the Rockies or the White Sox makes sense. That has
Paul DePodesta.
Yeah, send him to Paul D.
Serious question.
Yeah.
This is I was thinking about it. I don't know why I was thinking about it. We had a conversation on before we did overtime yesterday about the Guardians.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how many guys the Guardians have that played a little bit. Like they brought up DeLauder and they had a lot of their young guys that was coming up there.
Yeah.
In terms of those young power hitters, how many of those guys do you think that they'll continue to rotate in? Or do you think they'll go a veteran route out of spring training and have, some of the guys? Because it doesn't seem.
Do I think they're going to be in the big leagues to start the season?
Yeah.
The guys who just came up at the end of the year?
End of the year.
unless they're absolutely terrible in spring training, I would think that DeLauder, Valera, and Cafis will all be on the big league roster to start the season. Minimum 2 out of 3, but probably all 3 because A, I think they're clearly all ready to play in the big leagues, in my opinion. And B, I don't think, unfortunately, they're going to spend a significant amount, if any, money to improve the offense.
How did Bazana finish the season?
He was hurt at the end of the year.
Again?
I think he'll be up by June. I think he'll be in the big leagues by June. But here's the thing. The reason they had to they didn't have to DFA John Kenzie.
Of course they did.
The reason they did is because they had just acquired a player who had been DFA'd by another team by the name of Justin Brewhill, I think he's pronounced his name. I think he's a lefty reliever. The Guardians have actually acquired 3 relief pitchers in the last couple of weeks. All are promising. They've strengthened the biggest strength on their team. Obviously, they need a lineup. So I'm listening to MLB radio this morning, which I listened to the show Power Alley with my buddy Mike Fannin. I say my buddy. We haven't actually met in person, but we text, and he's a really nice guy. And
if you text with somebody, that's your buddy.
Yeah, so he's my buddy.
If you're texting,
and Dan and Dave. Jim Duquette, not Dan Duquette.
I thought you said Dan Dockage.
No, not Dan Dockage. He's not my buddy. Jim Duquette. And I listen to their show every morning when I come in. It's called Power Alley on MLB Radio. And they teased that they were going to talk about John Kenzie, right? So I'm like, I got to stick around for this. So they're talking about John Kenzie, and then they moved on to get into, they were talking about the relievers they've added, and all of a sudden Mike Fannin goes, I bet you my buddy Adam the Bull, great sports talker in Cleveland, I appreciate that, Mike, the compliment, is listening right now getting angry that we're not talking about adding hitters. And I immediately texted him and said, I am listening, and I'm pissed. And then they start going through a list of hitters that maybe the Guardians could sign, and it was one crappy name after the next. They did mention Harrison Bader, who's fine. I wouldn't be opposed to the Guardians signing him, because at least he's a legit center fielder, and the Guardians don't really have a legit center fielder. And he's good against lefties, so he could be another platoon guy. But
do you think all the Cleveland sports front offices know what the definition of insanity is?
No,
because they definitely do it. Then it's kind of crazy.
Again, I don't want to lump.
It's insane.
You can't lump the Browns in with the other two teams. Because the Browns.
Yes, you can.
No, the Browns are way worse than the other teams.
Okay, right. Yeah, right.
I mean, yes, but it's still insanity.
Been levels of success on a somewhat consistent basis from the Cavs and the Guardians.
The Browns have practices. The Browns, the Guardians, and Cavs have practiced insanity for the past 3 years.
Tyvis, you weren't here yesterday, right? Was you?
No,
you weren't here. Mikey, I think for overtime, I think he had left.
Yeah.
We started talking about at the end of the show. We started talking about the Indians' payroll.
In 1997.
Listen to this. Yeah. This is wild.
In 1997, for those who didn't see this in overtime, the Indians had the 3rd highest payroll in baseball. 3rd. They were paying Albert Bell $10 million that year. He was the highest paid player in baseball. The Indians had a higher payroll than the Phillies, than the Dodgers, than the Cubs, than the Mets. And only the Yankees and I believe the Orioles had a higher payroll than the Indians in 97.
And remember, you said it was like what 55 million that the payroll was?
Right, but by 2001, the Indians' payroll was 95 million, and it was still like the 5th highest. I think the Yankees were the most at like 112, so it was very competitive. Their payroll is half of what it was in 2001 at the moment.
So how much is the payroll now?
55, 60 million.
So you're telling me in 1996 the payroll is identical to the payroll 20
and it's 40
30, how many years?
30 years later.
It's 30 years later.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's 40 million less than it was in 2001. As of now, they'll probably spend a little bit of money. I shouldn't say that. It's crazy.
It's insanity.
I mean, do you know what's
That's not the front office's fault, though. That's the owner's fault.
Whoever.
Yeah. And when did Dolan take over?
I can't remember the exact year, but it was after that.
Oh, okay.
It was after. I don't remember the exact year off the top of my head.
But nasty work.
Cavs is the same way.
All right, now let's get to the Cavs. Before we do that, we got a lot of Browns talk to get to. We'll get to the Cavs and their just embarrassing performance. But first, Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, we're going to get to the Cavs. We got to start. We weren't going to start with the Cavs, but after last night, we had to make a change. We're starting with them, and it's brought to us by FanDuel. Guys, NFL Sundays move fast. One big play, and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game. You're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, head over to FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all year long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you.
So, Mike, I think we got to go back to, I don't know when this game was exactly, when they played the Golden State Warriors. Was that like a week and a half ago or something?
It was Saturday and a half ago, 2 Saturdays ago.
So 2 Saturdays ago, almost 2 weeks ago, the Cavs played the Golden State Warriors. Or should I say, what's the name of the Golden State Warriors G League team?
The Santa Cruz Warriors.
They basically played the Santa Cruz Warriors that day, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no Draymond, no Steph, and no Butler.
Right. So they played the Santa Cruz Warriors 12 days ago.
By the way, after beating the Spurs the night before.
What's that?
The Cavs beat the Spurs on Friday.
Right.
Felt good about
without Wemby.
Still, Spurs team that had won 9-11.
So they lose to the Santa Cruz Warriors. They have a team meeting.
Man.
Right after that game.
Is this what
in the following days? Not I mean,
not right after.
Is this the Jalen Tyson step up and say something?
Yeah. So they have a team meeting. Guys calling guys out. They have the video
film session. Yep.
And we came on this show. And we said, well, I remember Jay saying like, this next 6 games is a chance to prove it. And then I said, wait a second, they're playing horrible teams for the next 6 games. And then what has happened? Since then, it took them to score. I think they scored like 50 points in the fourth quarter to have to beat Washington, who's either the worst team or second worst team in the NBA. The next game, they went to overtime, lost in overtime, didn't score against Charlotte, one of the worst teams in the NBA. And then last night, did I miss a game?
No.
Last night, they played the Chicago Bulls, who got off to a good start this year. But if you haven't been paying attention, they've been awful.
They lost 8 of 9 entering.
8 of 9, and their only win was over Charlotte by like 2 points. And they got boat raced.
And didn't the Bulls play last night too? The
Bulls play 2 nights in a row?
That was the Cup. The NBA Cup was that.
Okay.
It was the NBA Cup.
And so and by the way, who's one of the very few players who played well last night?
Jalen Tyson.
What was he? 8 of 10,
21 points.
I mean, can somebody explain to me?
He's the second best player.
What is Dean Wade doing on the court? Dean Wade played like 25 minutes. I think he had 2 points and 2 rebounds. What is he doing out there, Mike?
He's there for his defensive efforts. Dean's not the biggest of their issues.
I know he's not, but like, I don't care if you're there for your defensive efforts. Can I get more than 2 points and 2 rebounds in 20-something minutes?
Fair. No, that's very fair.
DeAndre Hunter, is he even interested in playing anymore?
That's a fair. He got benched last night, by the way.
Yeah, he came off the bench.
Kenny Atkinson made his first major lineup change. He put Tyson into the starting lineup officially, moved DeAndre to the bench.
He wants to play.
To get some more energy.
He's the only one.
G, what do you think,
guys?
What do you think of the game? Yeah. I'll let you guys dive in
first and foremost, the thing that I thought I was going to come on here with this Cavs hat. Shut it down, and y'all played like that. I wasted my hat. I could have saved this for 2 or 3 more weeks or something, bro. But I mean, when you watch the Cavs play, the thing that sticks out the most to me, and I know a lot of us talked about the evolution of what we were supposed to see offensively from a lot of these guys, but the thing that is glaring with the Cleveland Cavaliers is the lack of defensive intensity. And the thing that I hate the most about watching them is if you've played any sort of basketball at a level, the lack of the straight line dribbles, like the head of the attack, being a guy that you're sitting down in a defensive stance, and the first guy that they always get the ball, they simply waltz to wherever they want to get to. There's no resistance. They get the ball. How many times do you see one straight line dribble kick 3? Or one straight line dribble layup. One straight line. Guys don't have any sort of ball pressure. They don't sit down in a stance. They give people too many straight line drives. And the thing that really kills them is the fact that they feel like they are good enough offensively where, oh, we don't got to pay attention to that. We good. No, you don't. Yeah. You guys are not good enough offensively or individually where you guys cannot play on the defensive end of the court. And to me, that's the biggest glaring issue. It's the lack of intensity. It's the lack of effort on certain 50-50 balls. It's the fact that they let everybody get to their pet move. And it's almost like they play as if it's a pickup game at the Saturday Rec League. And they feel like, oh, we could turn it on. They're just not that good to be doing that, bro.
In a way, it feels like they said, well, for the last 3 years we've played hard in the regular season and we fall on our face in the playoffs. So now let's just play the regular season like we don't even care.
I agree. Completely agree.
And maybe it'll be reversed. Doesn't it feel that way?
Yeah, and not only have we spent all summer saying the regular season's irrelevant, we're going to judge this team. Donovan Mitchell, in his postseason exit interview last year, said, we know what we do over the 82 games in the regular season next year isn't going to matter. You guys are only going to care about the playoffs, which I do think we have to keep in perspective.
Yeah, sure.
But through 29 games, and Tyvis, I'm curious what you think, the only thing you have in order to keep yourself from walking off the cliff with this Cavs team is hope. They've given us nothing tangible in 29 games.
Zero.
To hold on to and say, okay, this works. They can build on this. It's getting very frustrating. I'm with everybody, but I also am not ready to sell all my stock because of the fact that, as you just mentioned, Bull, we and they have both acknowledged that the regular season for them, we know they can have success in the regular season, but that's not when it matters.
And we're also, and let's face it, we're lucky because, as usual, the Eastern Conference is terrible. The Western Conference is, maybe the gap's bigger than ever right now. I mean, the East stinks.
The three best teams in basketball, unquestioned, are in the Western Conference right now. Unquestioned.
I'm not buying into the Pistons. I know they've been great. I'll believe it when I see it when it matters. But go ahead, Tyvis. We haven't heard from you on this yet.
I just look at it as, again, the defense is just not there. When I watch these teams play, it's just so many uncontested layups that they gave up yesterday. It was to a point where it looked like a layup line. And yesterday I was sitting there like, man, maybe they do need Evan. Maybe, because when you got them two undersized guards like that, they can't really stop anybody at the cup. So you do need them twin towers down there. And maybe this not having Mobley thing is why everybody is attacking them in the paint, and because it's, you get Jared Allen to step out and now you got nothing there. So Evan needs to get back, but I know he's dealing with the calf strain and you can't rush that back, but it just don't look the same. Like, it started off good. Like, DG came out and hit 3 of the quickest threes I've ever seen in my life. I know because I had a parlay going and he killed that. Hit 3.
He always do that. He always do that.
Came out there. I'm talking about bang, bang, bang. Parlay was dead. Anyways, I don't know what happened to DeAndre Hunter. I don't know what's going on with that situation right there. Like, I don't know if Ty Jerome just made him look that good last year, them two off the bench, but it's not the same with him at all. Jared Allen was actually, he was okay. Like, he was okay. I mean, he only had missed like one shot to like the third quarter or something like that. So he was actually they did a good job of getting him involved. If you're going to be the center, though, I would love for more than 6 rebounds. I don't know. You like the only big dude out there.
6?
You can't get 10.
He used to at least be a good rebounder.
I know.
12, 10, 12.
He was like 14 and 10. Like, ain't
What's
his
the
career
average
average like
rebounds,
14
Mike?
and 10 or something?
7 per game.
How much were they out? How much were they out rebounded? I know it was in the 20s, 30s.
Last night,
how many?
They got out rebounded by 3.
Did they got out rebounded by 3?
Only by 3?
Just by 3 last night.
I felt like it looked like they couldn't get a rebound to save their life in the second half. Like, it's just McNuggets, man. It's tough to do this with basketball. In football and baseball, it's a little different sport. In baseball, it's like if you get there, you can roll over and sneak into something because you may get hot, right? In football, it's like there's only a 4 to 5 point disparity between really good teams and bad teams. And we saw just like the Miami Dolphins can creep up and beat a team like the Bills and smoke them, and they're about to fire everybody. But in basketball, this is the thing that hits my heart, and it hurts me to say this. In basketball, when you get certain teams locked in and they got certain rosters, you ain't got no shot. You're not winning. You can lie to yourself and tell yourself that, hey, we can be. They have no shot in beating 7-8 teams in the league. As a matter of fact, right now they're in the play-in. Right now, I would tell them they're a play-in team. Right now, the Cavs are playing play-in style basketball. They would be lucky to win a first-round game. And they have no shot of beating Oklahoma City, ever.
Okay, I'll agree with that part, but the other part, as far as anybody else, I give them I know what it looks like right now. I do have to agree off the fact that it's a long regular season. 15 and 13, okay, that's terrible. But for some odd reason, I think as we get closer to the playoffs, like I do believe that they will lock in.
That's the hope that they can flip a switch here at some point.
But like I don't want them to like have to overexert themselves to try to make the postseason because now you're risking injury and all of those things.
I mean, the bottom of the East is so bad.
They're going to make the playoffs without having to overexert. Enough teams are going to end up tanking once they realize they're out of it.
Listen, but just make the playoffs, bro, and be healthy.
Do we hear how far we've come? Do we hear? Let's be clear. We
said that it didn't matter. The regular season is meaningless.
We talked about the fact that this is an opportunity. This is the most alarming part.
Yeah.
When you have the Boston Celtics who have injuries, when you have the Pacers who have injuries, and you look at the landscape of the East, and you came back whole. They brought the whole thing back, and they added other pieces. For you to be talking about you are a play-in team and you trying to make it through the regular season is unacceptable for a roster that's the most expensive in the league. You got 3 max players. 3.
I'm glad you brought that up.
3 max players. And guess what? Darius Garland is getting 15. That's not – you can't have 15 points and be max players, dog. Right now, Jalen Tyson, by far, is their second best player.
I will say this. This is this should be the last of this core 4 thing. They should when they do the trade, they should move 2 of the 4. That should be non-negotiable. I move 2 of the 4.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be hard. But by the way, before we get to this thing, the Celtics, with their best player out, have a better record than the Cavs. Better at 15 and 11. I know it's not a significant difference, but still, like. The Cavs have the 9th best record in a bad Eastern Conference at the moment.
They ain't even in the play-in.
And forget the Thunder. If the Cavs play the Knicks, they'll get destroyed.
They'll get destroyed.
Destroyed.
They're not beating the Hawks either.
No,
they're not beating the Hawks.
Wait a minute. Don't we play them on Christmas?
They do play the Knicks on Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the first slate's the noon game on Christmas. I want to mention one thing that I got something I did this morning I want to play for you guys real quick. But the Cavs last year shot incredible from beyond the arc. And David Ziller, who covers the league, put it in the best, most tangible terms that I think I can use to describe for the difference in the Cavs last year versus this year. Then it's going to lead to what I want to show you guys. The Cavs shot so well from beyond the arc last year that essentially they were starting games up 3-0. They're shooting so poor from beyond the arc this year. They went from the 3rd most efficient three-point shooting team to the 28th most efficient three-point shooting team. They're starting games down 3-0 this year.
Yeah.
The difference in their average margin of victory, their point differential per game, before last night, I'm not sure what it is after last night, was 6.7 points. There's your 6 points right there. My issue with the Cavs right now, and I'm going to play something for you guys. I want you guys to react to it in a sec, is that when the Cavs aren't making jump shots, you can see it affect and impact their defensive effort, specifically in transition.
Yeah. Wait, Mike, you said their point differential is 2+2. You said 6.
So last year, it was 10. Before last night, it was 4.
Or it's 2.
That's 6. Well, they lost last night by 27, so it went down to 2. This was before last night. The difference was 6.7 points.
We lost by
That's their 3
points.
Yeah.
You know what the Thunder's point differential is, by the way?
It's the best ever. It's the best ever.
You want to take a guess what the Thunder's point differential is?
40.
On the year as a total?
They are 27.
No, it's per game. It's per game. It's like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. 17 points.
Wait, they was beating people.
They're averaging a 17-point win.
So
their average game is a 17-point win.
With the Cavs, when they're not making shots, it has directly impacted their defensive effort and their effort in transition. And last night, you could see it on full display. And, we talked about the numbers with the offensive line yesterday, right? The one thing we can't do with NFL footage is show you guys it. So we can't break down tape. I picked 5 plays from last night's game. Just drew a little thing to show you where they should be, where they're not.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that drives coaches.
Mike, start showing it. I got to scratch my nose. I don't want to do it on the camera.
Us all crazy. These are 5 plays from last night's game that show how poor of an effort the Cavs are putting in defensively. The Cavs are 15-14 this season. The main reason they haven't been better is some of their defensive effort. And last night against the Bulls, some of their transition efforts and some of their individual efforts defensively just simply aren't going to cut it. Take a look at this play from Donovan Mitchell. This is the best encapsulation of the Cavs season in one play. Don, an incredible individual effort to score, and literally it's erased in the next 4 seconds because Tre Jones gets a wide-open, uncontested fast break layup down on the other side. So once again, Don gets into the paint, little in-and-out move, absolutely gorgeous shot. All 5 Cavs below the free throw line. Nobody's getting back. Tre Jones here is going to notice that. Check out the nice recognition here from Giddey, who also realizes that. And as soon as the ball is inbounded, he hits Tre Jones for an uncontested layup. That just can't happen. It simply cannot happen. On the next clip, Donovan's going to miss. This time, Cavs do start to get back. You see Darius, see Donovan, see Dean, see Jarrett, one of the Cavs players already in the backcourt. That's not the issue on this play. The issue is Giddey's coming up the court. Isaac Okoro, who is at the half-court line right now, is behind the entire line of the Cavs defense. All 5 Cavs players are ahead of Isaac Okoro. But look at their eyes. Donovan's eyes on Giddey. Jarrett's eyes on Giddey. Wade's eyes on Giddey. Tyson's eyes are on his man up there. And Darius, I'm not quite sure who Darius is looking at. Which is going to leave a perfect backdoor cutting lane for Isaac Okoro to get behind the defense. Guys, it ain't rocket science. It's about effort, knowing who you got and who you can't. That just can't happen. The Cavs can't give up easy buckets like that when they're shooting as inefficiently from beyond the arc as they've been shooting. It's just a simple slip for Okoro for a wide-open layup. Third clip, same situation. Donovan's going to attack the paint. When he attacks the paint, you can see Jalen Tyson with the offensive rebound. You can see Jared Allen, offensive rebound. So you have 2 guys going to the glass, which leaves DeAndre Hunter as the get-back guy and Darius Garland as the second, even though Garland is kind of floating over to the corner in case Donovan kicked it out. This is mainly on DeAndre Hunter here to get back. What happens, though? Minimal effort. It's now a 2-on-1, and Hunter just fake stabs and allows the Bulls to make a layup. Is that all on Hunter? No, you don't want to give up a silly foul, turn an easy layup into an and one. But, guys, it's the fourth quarter. I understand you're down, but this is the kind of effort that puts you down double digits in the fourth quarter. And it's not just in transition. There have been other defensive lapses throughout the game as well. This is from the third quarter. And Donovan, I'm going to call him out here because despite the fact he's been incredible offensively, has gone through a few lapses defensively as well. This is Donovan. Just keep an eye on Donovan as this play evolves. He has Isaac Okoro, who's in the corner right now. Donovan's eyes, rightfully so, are on Josh Giddey and Kobe White, who are on a little small-to-small pick-and-roll action. As this play develops, Donovan is still eyes 100% attached to Giddey, who, by the way, is being guarded by the much smaller Darius Garland, but he has Jalen Tyson in help position already right here. His man is Isaac Okoro, who is going to come uncontested into the paint. Giddey, who's an advanced passer, is going to make the wide-open, easy pass to an uncovered, uncontested Isaac Okoro. It's the last by Donovan. And if you want even more proof, just so you know I'm not calling out Donovan, this is the first play of the second quarter. Bulls are going to run a little action, pass to the wing. You have Vucevic set a back screen. Okoro is going to come around this screen looking for the layup. That is on Donovan, who's guarding the man in the corner, to kind of just step up, make sure that pass isn't available, and recover. When the ball is out here, that's an incredibly difficult pass with a defender in the way to get. Just watch Donovan on this play. Best sets the back screen, easy pass, Okoro, and then boom, Donovan hasn't moved. Claps. My bad. I'm not just raking on Donovan here because everyone's at fault on the Cavs defensively, but it's little plays like that over the course of the game that add up, and that's why the Cavs are 15-14. This kind of effort is simply not acceptable for a team with championship aspirations.
Damn, that was a hell of a breakdown, Mike.
It's effort. A lot of it comes down to effort.
It was a great breakdown by you and a terrible breakdown by the Cavs. I mean, he nailed all those plays, guys. That was pathetic.
What happened to the principles of ball you man? What happened to
you know what happened to it? Adam the Bull.
What'd I do?
It's meaningless.
It's
boring.
They just have.
It's boring.
I mean,
that's what happened.
That's basic help side. That's basic help side defenses, bro. Like understanding where you are. You know, McNuggets, they do them stupid drills. You used to hate them. You're one pass away. Where are you at?
The shell drill.
I hated that. You're one pass away, 2 passes away. Where are you at? Are you outside?
Yeah.
Are you a defender? Oh, you're one
Two pass away. Get ready to go up there, steal it with the inside hand,
right?
and go finish.
They would stop practice. Ball, you man. You have to be on a string in between the play. And the thing is, when the ball is moving, these guys are standing there. Your position is supposed to move.
Yeah.
The part of the not getting back. That's YMCA. That's YMCA. Look, that's little kid stuff. I don't understand how that even happens in the pros.
I have to admit that apparently, what did you say I said?
You said that Mobley made no impact on defense.
So I was wrong about that. Obviously, he makes an impact. Now, it was in the context of an argument.
In the heat of the moment, I know what you were trying to say.
But that was wrong. In fact, in the last week or so, I've said 3 incredibly stupid things on this show. So I'm going to call myself out.
Call yourself out, then we'll talk about the Browns.
I've said 3 incredibly. It's been
wild.
A very poor week for me. Because I pride myself on not saying stupid things, and I've said 3 really stupid things. Number 1, I said Mobley makes no impact on defense. Mm-hmm. Now I'm still down on Mobley, but obviously he makes an impact on defense. Number 2, the third one's going to get people riled up. By the way, the second one is when I said the Browns were going to beat the Bears.
That was
incredibly.
I didn't even say they were going to.
Now the third one, which really got ignored because we were so apoplectic about the crazy thing Jay said, was I said that when I was forced into a question I didn't really want to answer, and I said that Shedeur Sanders is going to be better than Baker Mayfield, when the odds are that he's probably not. Now, he could be, but the odds to say it now is kind of stupid because Baker has accomplished a level in his career, and most rookies are not necessarily going to.
I said, nah, man. I said, no, you can't call that out. You didn't play 4
so
games.
that was crazy. That was wild work. Now, here's the thing: as bad a week as I've had, this is crazy because I'm like
I know what you're going to say.
I'm like a baseball team that went 1-9 in a week, right? Mm-hmm. Or in a 10-day stretch. But it gets ignored because another team went 0-10. Mm-hmm. And that was Jay, because as crazy as those 3 things are, here's 3 insane things that Jay said this week. Number 1, that Baker Mayfield was a top 3 quarterback over the last couple of years. There's zero argument for that. At least my Shedeur comment, it's unknown. It's possible Shedeur could be better.
He said profile to Baker deny that case.
He said, what did he say exactly about?
He said over the last 3 years, he is top 3 or top 5.
Then he said top 3, then he changed it to top 5. Either way, first of all, top 3 is beyond absurd, and then top 5 is only slightly less absurd.
Yards, he didn't have back-to-back 45.
You're not the best based on one statistic. I don't even know if he's in. Jay picks one statistic where because Baker was second in touchdown passes over the last 3 years, so that means he's a top 3 quarterback. Judging a guy based on one statistic in football is that's 1/100th of the pie. I mean, it's
like saying a restaurant's good or bad because you had one appetizer off the menu.
Exactly.
So it's crazy because we go on, we talk about the Shedorians, right?
Yeah.
The prom sexuals.
Jay tries to be the voice of reason.
Yeah.
And then you try to be like, hey, listen, you can't be the voice of reason if you're the leader of the Baker Bros.
Right.
That doesn't work.
No.
You can't be you need to calm down and pump the brakes, but Baker's the top 3 of all time.
Well, he didn't say of all time.
Well, I mean, I was like, huh?
Well, it started because he said Shedeur would have to be a top 3 quarterback. And I said,
all right, so what
that's one of the 3 things he said. The next was that he said the Browns would only be slightly better with Josh Allen, which was crazy. And the third and the most crazy is that he said, I wouldn't draft a quarterback because I need other things. Now, again, if you don't want to draft a quarterback because you think Shedeur's great, okay, I can live with that argument. If you don't want to draft a quarterback because you think all the quarterbacks aren't good, okay, I can hear that argument. But if you're saying you don't draft a quarterback, and the reason is because you need wide receivers and offensive linemen, and you're not good enough now without the quarterback, that's stupid. No team has ever done that in the history of football.
And honorable mention
in the modern history of football.
Honorable mention, he wanted Shedeur Sanders to make a tackle.
Honorable mention, he just wanted him to pretend.
Yeah. He wanted him to look like he was going to make the tackle, but not do it.
And obviously,
shout out to him.
Obviously, rip Jay for these things.
You guys argued all
while
three
it
of
was
those
happening.
points already.
It's not
so.
like we're talking behind his back, but
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk a little Browns, guys. We've discussed the Cavs enough. Our Browns topic, our first one at least, is brought to us by a Home for the Holidays. Give big this year with the Home for the Holidays raffle. You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or a cash prize and help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish kids with critical illnesses. Raffle proceeds benefit Make-A-Wish OKI, which has granted over 22,000 wishes to children facing critical illnesses all across Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana since 1983. This year's House State custom-built ranch by Petros Homes has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 3-car garage. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so time's running out to get your $100 ticket now. Just visit ahomefortheholidays.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidays.org. Terms and conditions apply. Gee, this came up on the post-game show, and I was curious, and I wanted to expand this with the guys on the panel now, but someone asked us in a super chat, how far away were the Browns from being truly competitive based off their 2025 draft class? And in case anyone's forgotten, I know we've talked about it at length, the draft class includes Mason Graham, Carson Schlesinger, Quinshon Judkins, Harold Fannin, Gabriel Sampson, and Shedeur Sanders. You and I went back and forth on, could another draft like this put them into contention next year, or are they farther away? And I'm curious what you think, Bull.
Well, first of all, I've said this consistently for the last week. So far, this draft has looked pretty good. I think we're overstating how good right now. It might turn out to be really good, but
I agree.
To me, the jury's still out on Mason Graham in terms of he's not a scrub.
Yeah,
I'm not saying but the jury's still out on. Remember, Mason Graham was the 5th pick in the draft. So if he's just a good player, that's not good enough.
It's only technically 2 guarantees on this list.
Yeah.
Schlesinger and Fannin. That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You don't think Judkins is a guarantee?
I love Judkins.
In my mind, the tape from last week. You tell me.
He hasn't done it. Well, it was the tape bad for him?
Well, look. So we go in watching the tape, and this is a beautiful exercise. We was looking at the run game.
Yeah.
Brown's run grades were pretty bad. So what we started to do is like, okay, let's go into it looking at it like, okay, it's the offensive line, but guess what? I got to look at everything on the run game.
Okay, so he made some
and
mistakes
there are
too,
some times where
he was visionless.
Like there was a couple plays where there's some vision where it was and so we gotta keep it a buck, right? We always do. We always do. Right. That's a cutback right there. You kind of missed that lane.
Yeah.
So
and the tape don't lie, G. With the Cavs, with the Browns, with whatever, the tape don't lie.
It is what it is.
I'm not gonna say the offensive line was great, but I'm just saying, like,
he contributed to it.
A couple of times he just put his head down and ran in there, and I was like, you looked right here.
So we don't. So he's not a sure thing.
Fair.
And then obviously we don't know yet about Shedeur. He hasn't played enough. The jury's still out. So
both
yes,
you think
if Graham ends up being a Pro Bowl level player, and Shedeur ends up being a good quarterback, and Judkins ends up being a good running back, then yes, this is a fantastic draft. But we don't know those things yet.
Fair enough.
But
the
it still was a solid draft, at least a good draft.
Are they one more draft away if they nail the 2026? Whoever's picking for the Browns, if they nail 2026,
it all depends.
Could they
on the
be
quarter-
truly
It all
competitive
depends
next
on
year?
the quarterback play.
They
could be one draft. A draft away from what? From being a Super Bowl contender?
Truly competitive, and you can define competitive however you want.
It's impossible to say.
So I would guess that means like playoff team.
To be competitive, they've got to get good quarterback play. At least good. I'm not saying it's got to be great. I'm just saying it's got to be good. And they've had good quarterback play in one game this season against the Titans, and they still lost.
I'm gonna throw this out here too. Like I think they need to have.
That's not true. They had good quarterback play. I say in 3 games.
What are the other 2?
Cincinnati when they lost. That wasn't on Joe.
I mean, they scored how many points did they score? 16?
16.
That ain't got nothing to do with Joe.
Against the worst defensive
football. That has nothing to do with Joe as a quarterback.
I thought he played.
You thought he played well in that game?
I thought he played.
He dropped like 5 passes that hit him square in the hands. Yes.
And what was the 3rd game?
The Minnesota game. That was on the defense.
Gabriel was decent.
It was on defense.
All right, I'll give you they were decent.
I'll say this. Like
he played well enough for them to win that game. The defense, Denzel don't give up the dang shot, cover 2 shot. They win the game.
All right, well, you still have to have more than 3 out of 14 games.
I just wanted to point out there was 3 games.
All right.
If you look, I think that the Cleveland Browns can be competitive, but they have to do. Everybody got to do their part. For me, I believe that the Cleveland Browns have been playing handcuffed offensively, and some of the things that some of the time management stuff, the decision making, Like that type of stuff is hitting yards, hitting L's, so to speak, because it's not glaring. But those are the little small things that I think everybody has to. You got to do your part. And when you meet, like now, you talk about, AB.
Yeah.
He now has a couple of people, but that's just now you doing your part. When you missed before, you ain't carrying your weight. Kevin Stefanski, we watched the tape and we watched this stuff. A lot of this stuff is rudimentary. If you get a night, I want a creative guy calling
So you think
plays.
they have enough talent, though?
No,
Okay.
that's another thing. No, if you can get a new system, a fresh system, and you can get guys that are competent doing their job in the front office.
Yep.
But the big thing that I look at is we was watching the film, and these guys have Harold Fannin Jr. spread out. They come out in 13 personnel, 3 tight
Right.
ends, and so they're like, oh, we got 3 tight ends, so that forces you to run base. And everybody is running around in base and being like, we don't care if we're in base. They split Harold Fannin Jr. out, and he's on a cornerback. The corner is
You know what that means for a corner? When you got a non-skilled athlete out there,
What does that
you're
mean?
essentially taking the play off.
Okay.
he can't.
Because think about this,
Right.
boy. You're playing corner. So if you're playing corner, you probably run somewhere between a 4-3 or 4-4, right?
Yeah.
It's a tight end. That's you're checking.
What is Harold Fannin?
4-7 best.
Are you worried about Harold
No.
Fannin running past?
No.
So what would you do? You sit on the route.
Right.
That's
yeah.
why he almost
Fannin ran a 4.7.
He almost got. That's
Yeah.
why Shador almost threw a pick six, and the corner was gonna bang his head on the goal post if he would have caught it.
And they have no choice to do that because they don't have any other receiver. It's crazy.
Right.
So for me, they're a couple of drafts away. Like, let me just be honest with you. They're a couple of drafts. Let's not act like they're gonna draft these folks up tomorrow and it's gonna be you got, first of all, they're rookies, right? And some of the rookies you got can potentially take a step back. Jaden Daniels took a step back.
Yep.
So you don't automatically just have a linear trajectory.
That's
so
true.
now you got to get some rookies. But guess what? It's injuries involved. Are those injuries going to be played at a point? Are they going to play 16, 17 games? All of that plays a role in it. But no, they're not one draft. You didn't start being bad and being 3-14 in one draft. It happens in a succession of years.
Yeah. Now, again, this will be sped up or slowed down based on
If the quarterback's
either
really good.
Shador Sanders becoming a good quarterback or whoever you draft becoming, whatever it is. Whatever you end up doing at quarterback as an organization, that will speed up and slow the process. At the very least, you're right. Their path to consistently being, like, you can't consistently be a good team until you have consistently good quarterback play.
Yes.
So, yeah, even if Shador has a nice year last year or next year, or they draft Mendoza and he has a nice rookie year, you're right. The next year can go backwards. We've seen it with a lot of young quarterbacks. So there could be some up and down. But obviously at wide receiver and offensive line, there are a ton of holes to fill. And the odds of being able to fill all those holes in one season
Is
now,
minimal.
if you get good quarterback play next year, could the Browns make a big jump to being like close to 500? Sure, that's possible.
If they get 7 wins, I think if you told me next year, based on, and they got young guys playing, if you say competitive and I say I'm 7 wins,
Yeah. Well, that'd be a huge upgrade.
I'm
Yeah.
ecstatic about
You know
that.
what's disgusting?
What?
And I just thought about this. The Browns win total was 4.5.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna hit it.
No, definitely not.
They not
They're
gonna.
going to get smoked this week.
And Tyvis, you picked 8 wins.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a shame. To answer this question,
They're not getting even halfway the way you said.
from my perspective, to answer this question, I would say probably not. I think the reason that the Browns run some of the plays that they run and why the play calling is what it is because I think our offensive line is just that bad. I could care less what the PFF and all that grade BS is. I watched it with my own 2 eyes. That line is terrible. And it's sad because you have to run. Like, I understand why we run 12 and 13 personnel. Like, you got to have more people stay in the block because we got to get time up on these plays. We watched the empty play.
Oh,
And I think Shador may have had 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think he got sacked on the play. It was terrible. Like we cannot block anything without having to have an extra tight end or extra 2 tight ends in. So that's why you see Harold in the 12 personnel close to the line having to chip, then run his route, because that's the only way we're going to get time, and that's sad.
Yeah.
So you're asking to hit let's say roughly 3 offensive linemen in this draft.
That's tough.
Right? You know how hard it is to get
Almost
3 linemen
That are hits.
That are rookies?
that come
Yes.
in and it's sort of
Tyvis, question
impact.
And you'd still, in theory, have 2 empty spots if you didn't
Tyvis,
fill them with
question
good
for you.
veterans.
You're right. They may need 3, right? In the 6 years Barry's drafted thus far, has he nailed 3 offensive line picks?
No. He hasn't hit
I don't
any.
think he's going to be drafting, but
he
I'm
got a
just saying to
possible.
show you how hard it
He
is.
has a possible. No, wait. Who drafted Luke?
Barry.
He got 1 in the possible.
Who's the one?
Luke.
Come on,
Go
Tyvis.
Bucks.
Get out
What
of
are you
here.
talking?
He's barely played.
G. What he look like yesterday?
Luke Whippler Luke Whippler did a nice job of pass blocking. I think
one game,
that's
though.
one game.
Yeah.
But
Nobody else on the line was.
But here's the thing. What I
Yeah.
will say is they're between a rock and a hard place, because now you don't have all those draft picks because you need other things. So you're gonna have to bring some of them back. Why you think Tevin Jenkins is playing? That's why he's playing. They're
Right.
trying to make it a
or
determination.
sign other veterans.
Or
whatever.
sign somebody
I-
else.
Because I went and looked at the upcoming year of free
Oh,
agency.
and I looked-
It
nobody-
is
it's
trash. It might be
zero.
the
Well, there
worst.
could be some veterans that get cut that you don't expect.
Well, you
but I
better
don't know.
pray. Because I looked up the
was
upcoming
trying
free
to-
agents this morning while I was on the radio, and I'm like, it ain't no. Everybody that's coming out is like 31
Ain't nobody
plus.
helping.
Here's
It's
the-
sad.
Here's the thing, guys, though. Like, good quarterback play could make them 1 draft away, but probably they're 2 to 3 drafts away. And that's hitting on drafts.
Yes, that's it. That's hitting
You know?
and good health.
But I'll say this. I was thinking about this morning because I was doing my podcast, and one of the guys who produces my podcast, shout out to Max, is a big Saints fan.
Okay.
And we were talking about this guy, Tyler Shuck, who
People are all in on him.
people were not excited about him before
No,
the draft.
and now he's played so well that they are all in.
So the Saints, who are as trash as the Browns are, all of a sudden, since he's been the starter, they're 3-3. And I said to him, because I don't watch the Saints play, I said, how good is their defense? He goes, well, since Shuck started playing, their defense has been pretty good. And it was trash early in the season. Why? You get good quarterback play? It helps the defense, does it not?
That's a fact.
Right? You look at the Saints' offensive talent. Are they much better than the Browns?
They got Chris Olave.
They have Chris Olave.
Right?
Alvin Kamara been hurt.
Kamara
Alvin
hasn't played in
Kamara.
forever.
First of all, Alvin Kamara shot,
He been hurt.
but and he's been hurt. You know who their starting running back's going to be? I bet you can't name him.
Is it
Neil.
Estime?
Huh?
No, Neil's out. Is it Estime?
Audric Estime,
Yeah.
a journeyman. Okay. Can you name any of their receivers besides Olave?
Yes.
Okay, maybe you can, but they're not
But
household
because I was
names.
looking for a fantasy receiver and I have to run across it.
All right. So the Browns have better, in theory, a better running back. I would say Quinshon Judkins better be better than Audric Estime. At tight end, they got a decent guy, Juwan Johnson. Browns have a good player in Harold Fannin and a decent guy in their offensive line. Now, again, I'm talking to my friend Max. This guy's an obsessed football fan. He watches it. He says their offensive line is trash. Same as ours.
Well, I thought wasn't they trying to build their offensive line in the draft?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
They drafted Kelvin Banks with their first.
all I
round
know
pick.
is he said it's trash. I'll give him respect to the same opinion when I would say the Browns' offensive line is trash. So the Saints' offense isn't really any better than the Browns, and yet Tyler Shuck's come in and he has made the team better. And so that's how a quarterback can make a difference. I thought we saw that with Shedeur Sanders in the Titans game. I thought he raised the level of play. Obviously, he went backwards this week. It was a total disaster. And probably at this point, the Browns' offensive line with all the injuries is probably even a grade worse than the Saints, even if it's bad. But still, like, the quarterback could start turning things around quicker.
And here's the problem that I have, and a lot of the nuanced conversation around the quarterback position is, we get to a point in the season where we start throwing stuff out, and I'm questioning whether people is really looking at this stuff. When you got a quarterback, think about the Saints.
Yeah.
It amazes me how other fan bases can just, they'll say, okay, well, Tyler Shuck, there's quarterbacks available.
Yeah.
But you know what they said? We've seen some things. Let's see what he can do, how he can move, and how it's going to work, right? Here, it's like, okay, like if you can see.
Well, I don't know. I'm speaking for. I don't even know.
It's one person,
For
right?
all I know, I didn't ask him, hey, if you can get Mendoza, would you take him instead?
Right.
I didn't ask him that question.
The one thing that we talk about, is crazy because we watched the film and we broke down all the interceptions. We broke down all of the plays and the pass protection. But the thing about Shedeur Sanders, and me and Tyvis was laughing, about every 4 plays, right, he do something, you'd be like, dang, that was a crazy throw. Or how did he get rid of that? Or he shows you those levels and those flashes. And sometimes when you're in a bad football team, we got to step back and look at it and say, okay, guys, how many quarterbacks have we gotten to a point? How many quarterbacks have we got where they all have been looking a certain way, whether it's the $230 million man of Deshaun Watson or Joe Flacco and what he looked like earlier this year, or Dylan Gabriel, or all these people, right? We've had DTR. All these people have come in and looked a certain type way. Sometimes you got to understand and say, okay, let me assess what's the problem. Let me look around. And if I can look at and see a play here and a trait here and a skill here, that's what you're looking for. You ain't looking, nobody, no rookie, nobody is coming in here to elevate this team with these levels of holes on this roster. But your evaluation needs to be, how can I project and see if this guy has the raw materials that I can invest and build around? And to be truthful, I'm not even saying invest long term. I'm not saying invest to like for 4 years. I'm saying if you can fill some holes and figure something out in 26, you still can get a better evaluation in 27.
I don't necessarily disagree. I didn't bring up Shuck to – it wasn't really a comparison with Sanders. I was just bringing it up because he's helped the Saints improve independently, and we were talking about like how quickly the Browns could turn it around. But in the end, you want the more talented guy. So if you as an organization believe Fernando Mendoza is significantly better than Shedeur Sanders – even if Shedeur Sanders has shown some potential, which I agree he has, I would still draft him. If you're not sure of that, then I wouldn't draft him. To me, it's that simple.
Is it? Never mind.
Was it? Go ahead.
No.
You can't say never mind, bro.
Because I know the answer to it. I don't even need to ask him.
All right, well, I'll ask the next question then, because we got one more topic before we get Zach Jackson to join us, guys. Our last topic before Zach joins us is brought to us by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right gets us paid. Don't miss any of the excitement of this sports season, whether you're following the NFL, NBA, or both. There's no better time to jump in on the action. If you haven't tried it yet, Prize Picks is the simplest way to play. You just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get them right, you win. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your lineup, and you can play anywhere Prize Picks operates. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Guys, the Browns have played a couple of teams who are currently in the playoff hunt. The Browns obviously have been eliminated, but is Buffalo the toughest team they have faced yet this season, Tyvis?
Yes. Off the top of my head, I believe yes, they are.
I sent this topic last night. This should not be an off the top of your head answer, Tyvis.
Off the top of my head, yes, they are. The only other team you can argue is New England, but
can't argue Detroit to Green Bay.
No, because Detroit seemed like they took a step back, and so have Green Bay. Yeah, and they beat Green Bay.
Which is crazy.
Which is wild to see. And I forgot about the fact that we beat Green Bay. I'm going to say, yeah, they are.
G?
This is by far this is the best team. And the reason that they're the best team is because of who you're going against. Like, I know quarterbacks don't go against quarterbacks, but in the way I look and evaluate quarterbacks, they kind of do in a sense, because what you do as a quarterback is dictated on how you approach the game by what the other dude on the other line of scrimmage is doing. So if you want to win this football game, and should always talk about playing or talking to Jameis Winston, and he's saying winning is the most important thing, you have to come into this game and be like, okay, well, what do I need to do based on what Josh Allen's going to do to win this football game? And he talked about having more completions and having more drives. If you're playing this Buffalo Bills team, they put stress on you in multiple facets because go back and watch it last week where they were down and then they just came storming back and Josh Allen can erase deficits. Josh Allen you could be down 30 and Josh Allen still do it. He puts stress on you in terms of running the football. They got James Cook. You know what he can do throwing the football. So you have to stay on the field. You have to extend plays, and you have to be able to put first downs together. So in totality, by far the Bills is the best team.
I'm gonna tell you why I think it is. If I told you could win $1 million, but you had to pick one team that you think out of the AFC is making it to the Super Bowl, who would you pick?
Probably the Bills.
Well, here's the thing. If you're asking like top to bottom, do they have the best roster? They
No.
don't. But they've got the best quarterback. Yeah. Right now, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in football. Stafford might win the MVP this year, and he's having a magnificent season. But obviously, nobody would take Stafford over Allen, if nothing else, because you factor in age in that situation. Listen, Allen's got still more to prove in the playoffs. I think he's been overly criticized, in my opinion, in the playoffs, because most of the games they've lost in the playoffs have not been his fault. It's been their defense. And he's played a lot of amazing games in the playoffs. I think he will prove it in the playoffs. In fact, I'm picking him to win the Super Bowl this year. So maybe he doesn't. To me, and this other guy has proven more when it mattered, to me, he's a better Ben Roethlisberger. And Ben Roethlisberger's a Hall of Famer.
I agree.
He's built like Roethlisberger. He's hard to tackle like Roethlisberger. He's different in terms of his athletic. He's similar in terms of big guy, big arm.
But he's more
athletic. Yeah. Not even close. It's like a 0 and a 10.
Arm is better.
He is. For some reason, people hate on this guy. I don't get it. He is.
Who hate on him?
I don't know. I just feel like he gets a. I think it's a thing because. I don't want to get into it, but I just think this guy is asked to do.
The brothers love him
so much. Yeah,
brothers love him.
He's at the cookout
because he's a mobile white quarterback.
Yeah, you like the mobile white.
He's moving around. I like the way he run around.
This guy, him and probably Lamar, but Lamar's obviously not having a good season, is asked to do more than anybody else.
It's on him.
They got James Cook, who's tremendous. The rest of their offensive players are they're not terrible, but they're just guys. They're decent players, and he doesn't like. He earlier in his career he had Stephon Diggs, who was a great player, but he hasn't had him in a couple of years now, and they haven't replaced him at all.
Here's how you know this is the best team they played.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. I'm gonna just tell you this. This is give me a poll. Give me a poll. I need one. If the Browns was to beat the Bills,
yeah,
and Shedeur Sanders played clean football.
Oh my God!
They would stamp him.
He gets stamped.
He gets stamped immediately. It would be such a big win.
Yeah.
That if I was him, I wouldn't even play the last 2 weeks. I would be like, nope. Yeah.
You pull the Sterling Sharp.
Yeah, I'm pulling the Sterling. I'm pulling the Shannon. I'm done. No, but that's how people view the Bills.
Even though the Bills' defense isn't that good, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter
because you would have beaten Josh Allen.
You beat Josh Allen. By then you just
it's football. That the Dolphins beat Josh Allen.
Smoked him.
No, they didn't beat him. They rolled.
I know. It just doesn't make any sense.
Slow smoke. Pellet grill.
So are you saying, and with that argument, are you saying that Tua is the long-term answer? They rolled Josh Allen.
Quinn Ewers apparently is the long
Leroy. I don't know how to get rid of this contract. You talk about that bad contract that we got.
It's the same as
it's the same as Watson.
All right, let's bring in Zach to join.
Let's get Zach in. We'll talk some football with Zach. Zach today is brought to us by a Home Builders Association. Give big this year with the Home for the Holidays raffle. You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or a cash prize this holiday season, and help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish kids with critical illnesses. Raffle proceeds benefit Make-A-Wish OKI, which has granted over 22,000 wishes to children facing critical illnesses all across Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana since 1983. This year's house is a custom-built ranch by Petros Homes with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 3-car garage. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit homefortheholidays.org to buy your tickets. That's homefortheholidays.org. Terms and conditions apply.
Zach, I know it's an impossible question to answer, but if you just drop Josh Allen onto the Browns right now, what's their record at this moment, you think?
9 or 10 wins.
Yeah. I thought 9, but you see, it could be 10.
Yeah, I mean,
even with all the other problems.
With this defense, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The whole Browns blueprint was supposed to be Flacco chucks it deep, right? Throws some picks, but gives you a chance, and you turn it over to your defense to be a closer, right? So Yeah, I mean, what are they? It's 14 games? Yeah,
Yep.
about 9 sounds right. Right in that neighborhood.
And that's it. So what all these talk about, we always talk about how many drafts till they turn it around. All that matters, not all that matters, but the most important thing that's going to speed up the process. As bad as the Browns are, whether it's Shador or somebody they draft next year, if that person ends up being really good, that's going to turn it around quickly.
Yeah, but let me make one point. The
Yes.
Bills raised Josh Allen the right way.
That's
and the
true.
Browns would not have done that.
That's
right?
100% fair.
Josh Allen, year one, not even year one, well into year 2, when they
Yeah.
made the playoffs, was not near the guy that he was, right?
That's right.
He needed to make mistakes. He needed to be coached. He needed to learn. Needed to get better guys around him. And they still kind of failed in getting the best guys around him.
That's true.
He's just hero. I remember sitting with Dustin down at the Senior Bowl, watching these guys in practice.
Yeah.
And Allen would just make these crazy throws. Like, they didn't look real. Just
Right.
the arm strength to the back corner of the end zone. And, that's what he does, right?
Is that the best arm strength you've ever seen in a
I
quarterback?
mean, it's up there. It was for 2 days,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But they don't want him to play too much hero ball in the regular season because it's all about January for them. But when he needs to play hero ball, there's nobody better right now doing it.
I was going to start it off with this. I'll just ask you the question. Is it a party foul when Christmas comes to you be taking pajama pictures with your family? Are you taking the pajama pictures in the onesie, sending them to the families after?
My mother-in-law buys everybody pajamas. And if you don't wear them, you don't get dinner.
What, did you see a picture
But
of
the
Zach?
picture's going on social media, Garrett.
Yeah.
I'm not real thrilled about it.
Oh, listen.
But I like that
you've
dinner.
actually seen this.
Yeah,
That's where this came from.
No, it's a thing. Like,
Yeah.
now there's a whole thing. Like, Tyvis, I know you got the pajama set ready to go. You got the young
We
girls.
wore the grits last year.
Yeah, see,
My son this morning, we're pulling up to school, and I was driving him to school this morning, and he goes, and I said, why is everybody wearing pajamas? He goes, oh, it's pajama day. I said, oh, you don't want to wear pajamas? He goes, he dropped he's like, I don't do that, bleep.
I love white
There's
kids.
two-
Great story. 2 years
Yeah.
ago, the Browns play on Christmas Eve in
Yeah.
Houston, the Amari Cooper game.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So to get back that night, we had to fly into Columbus. We landed at 12:30.
Yeah.
So I get home at 2:30. So my wife just sends me a text, not, how are you? Is everything done? Are you good? Just don't forget to wear the pajamas.
Yeah, bro, listen, it's a household thing. Listen, my mom, we had a whole argument about it. My brothers had a revolt. They said under no circumstances, you can do that with your little granddaughter, but we grown men.
Well, I have to disagree because you and your two brothers dressing up with giant feety pajamas would be the greatest picture I'd ever seen in my life. I need to see that picture, and I'm going to beg your parents to do it.
Them pajamas don't come in 8X.
Right.
Hilarious.
I mean, when I think about holidays, I think about James Harrison suplexing that Browns fan on Christmas Eve.
Oh, my gosh.
Or
That's
them
crazy.
being 0-14 or 0-15 and
Oh,
beating
my
the Chargers. When you're in football, you don't think about it that
Yeah.
way. Just me.
That's true.
Is the biggest, let's say, the biggest issue over the past couple of weeks been the loss of Malik Collins?
Well, it's been one of them, which is alarming. But to me, it's the recurring issues with the special teams and the pre-snap penalties and things like that. That's stuff that you can correct. It's stuff that happens to everybody, but it's stuff that has to be corrected. And especially when you already have no margin for error because your line is outmanned, because you just don't have the guys in certain spots. So, I am not surprised at all, and we talked about it last week, by how poorly the offense played last week. They were walking into a buzzsaw. The O-line had problems.
Yep.
The Bears had seen Shador. The Bears take the ball away. The Browns can't even pretend to run the ball. He's put in a bad spot. He goes out and plays a bad game, right? Makes a couple of good throws. They get caught. One gets dropped. It's an interception instead of a touchdown.
Right.
Or out of bounds at the 1 yard line. They're left so little margin for error because they're just outmanned by everybody they're playing at this
What
point.
did you think about this? For all I go against Kevin Stefanski, I don't really say, I never really use this against him because for the most part, I do think people play hard or play tough. And, they may have mistakes or talent deficiencies, but the energy seemed a little off. It just seemed like they came out there and it was
cold.
flat and it didn't have any pop
Yeah.
and pizzazz. Maybe it was the weather. It was the first time I thought, I don't know, I would say these guys quit, but I just feel like they just didn't have the level of energy to go into a game playing against a playoff team like that. How did you see the energy against
Yeah,
the
I agree. I think the defense is worn down. I think the offense knows the reality of the situation. I would maybe push back on it being the first time. You're not supposed to be down 2 scores to the Tennessee Titans.
I forgot about that. The prior week, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys know, and the defense has been on the field too much. So That to me is what it is. It's not one thing with this team, right? But we've been talking since September about what December was going to look like.
Yeah,
and
here it is.
Here it is.
I want to go back to what Tyvis said about Malik Collins, because I've been shocked how poorly they've played. Obviously, they've been worn down by not getting any help from the special teams of the offense pretty much the whole season. But it's, it feels like Mason Graham maybe is being exposed a little bit here. I don't know. Is
he's
that
been
unfair?
playing hurt the last couple of weeks.
Oh, he's hurt, huh?
Yeah. He doesn't practice. He's hurt.
Yeah.
Look, these guys are beat up.
Yeah.
You're playing a bunch of rookies that have never done this before, and there's nothing to play for. I mean, there's individual things to play for, but this is not a team. Right? So,
will he sack? Will he break the record against Josh Allen? What say you? He's 1.5.
I think
No. Don't answer because it's a fence rider question.
Oh,
He's
it's
doing
fence rider.
riders with
Okay,
us, so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
an unfair.
Miles is on a tear. It's 8
bad
games in a
job
row.
out of you.
8
Bad
games
job
in a
out
row
of you.
with one.
What's the longest streak? Do you know? Does anybody know?
I don't know it off the top of my head.
Most consecutive games with a sack.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Let's see if you can find it.
If he gets to 9, he gets in some elite company. But we could look it up.
If the Browns finish with the number 1 pick in the draft, or would you take Fernando Mendoza?
My thought all along is if you at 1 or 2, you probably have to take a quarterback. If you're at 1, you probably have to. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm not ready to say like Mendoza's knockout or Mendoza's the right guy. But I think given the situation and given what you did last year, and you basically said next year we'll go get our quarterback and start getting out of this, that you would have to with the 1 pick. Unless there was some crazy auction, but even now the yes or no answer to me is a pretty easy yes on that. And we got months to debate it because that's what we'll do.
They're not going to get the
But so many things have to happen for them to get to
They have
number
the
1
second
pick.
best odds, though, of getting number 1.
Well, yeah, I think they're going to land at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And looks like 2, right?
Right.
The Saints have won games. Next week, the Giants and Raiders play each other. So
Right. So the Browns, if they lose out, are guaranteed to be top 3.
But everybody thought, that Tennessee this week was going to be a 3-touchdown underdog to the Chiefs on their redemption tour. And now Mahomes is out for the season, and she races in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
And now that's basically a toss-up game. If Tennessee accidentally wins that
might
game,
have to start
boy.
Travis Kelce.
That's true. You're right.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at it, and I'm going on an assumption, and I wouldn't assume. I'm just saying the premise is Kevin Stefanski is not going to be here next year. What's your thought on whether the Cleveland Browns want to go with a defensive-minded guy or an offensive-minded guy, retread versus young up-and-coming?
Well, I think it's trending young, regardless of offense or defense, Garrett. To me, I want to know answers about culture and setting it and embracing the situation that whoever takes the job is going to be in.
And that's what's tricky. Like, I feel like as in the media, and fans too, because we don't have access to these guys, we always want the hot coordinator. But being a good coordinator doesn't make you a good head coach.
No, but if it's Jesse Minter or Chris Shula or one of these young defensive coordinators and they knock it out and they want the job, then I don't think you worry about it. Now, certainly, what do you think about the quarterback situation? Who's your coordinator? Who's your quarterback's coach?
Right.
What's your track record with this is certainly a huge question. But I don't think you go in and say, okay, we got 7 candidates, 5 of them want to interview with us, and we're only going to interview 5 offensive guys. Like I think that would be silly.
Do you think there's a chance that you can't? Obviously, not going to keep both, but if they hire a defensive coach, that Tommy Rees would stay, or that if you hired an offensive coach, Jim Schwartz would stay?
It's all up to the new coach, and it's all up to those guys who are
right. That's true, as it should be.
Speaking of, I've seen they put an article out saying that the Browns are thinking about talking to Bill Belichick.
I would
highly. Who is that from?
No one important, and we're not going to mention who it's from.
It's not a legitimate
It's literally,
source.
it's not from anyone important. We're going to ignore that.
I mean, I would think the Browns would be looking to hire a coach who's
why would anyone
45
hire
or
Belichick
under.
right now?
Yeah,
I mean he's like making a mockery of himself.
So
I seen it on ESPN Cleveland.
Speaking of mockeries,
well,
this guy,
Tony, Rizzo will just pull things out of the air.
No, look, I was looking up. It's an average going back to 2020. I think it's an average of about 7 vacancies a year.
Yeah.
And when I was looking that up the other day, I stumbled onto some lists that are already published of coaches.
Yeah.
And you're putting names on lists.
Right.
Like I can't believe after how the year has gone at North Carolina that Belichick would even get an interview. He got interviews last year, didn't he? Or 2 years ago?
Right.
And I can't believe it's even going to happen.
He's old.
Right.
He's embarrassed himself. Like, who wants?
His motivation would be personal to get the record.
Right.
You're not coming in here to win right away.
No.
You're coming in here to steady the ship and try to win over 2 and 3 years.
Yeah, that's the
I can't imagine it would even be considered.
No, Tyvis, you're getting crazy now. Don't listen to ESPN Cleveland. They don't know what they're doing.
Let me ask you about this. We take a look at it. I still don't understand what's up with AB. It seems like he's been in the shadows. He hasn't spoken a while. We've gone back to the pendulum swings from, you know what, he has a great draft class to, you know what, we're in this position because we didn't hit what we were supposed to hit. In terms of if he, say for instance, he's still here, does that change your mindset in the direction that they would look to go in the draft? Or do you think that he has enough cachet to say, okay, if I see a quarterback, I'm going to take him and take this quarterback? But I would think he would have to have a substantial amount of wins next year because he's the last man standing.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he has that cachet, but if they keep him, they would think that. I don't think so, Garrett. I think the construction of this offense is the number one problem. And it doesn't all just stem from the Deshaun Watson mistake. It just doesn't. Now, that's out there, and his quarterback resume is Deshaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel. Don't know how many times we could say that. But the construction and caretaking of this offensive line and the construction of this wide receiver group in terms of helping a young QB or not, just in terms of anything, it's bad. It's poor. And it's the second year in a row that the offense is at the bottom in every category and can't get itself out of trouble.
What's the odds that, let's say that they don't take a quarterback next year and they decide to just keep the ones that they have? What's the odds that we see 4 run out on that field again?
Well, given the Browns' history, if he's number 1 or number 2 in the order, the odds would be pretty good. Now, that would be thoroughly embarrassing, and that's something that shouldn't happen because even if he plays
well?
Okay, then he's a free agent after the year, and look what you got for him, right? What if he starts 6 games and wins 3 of them? And there's nothing in his track record that says he would play well.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, you talking about Watson?
Yeah.
God.
What if he played? Like I'm saying,
He hasn't played well in 5 years.
But what if he did? What if
he had 3 good starts out of 19.
What if he played? What if he? Let's say next year they keep the same 3 quarterbacks. Deshaun plays the last 4, and they go 4.
I've been putting together this mental list. I don't know if it'll show up next week or maybe after the season, whatever. Of like, okay, a year from now, who's the Browns quarterback? Right? We're arguing about Shador. A year from now, like. Watson doesn't make the top 6 to me.
Yeah.
We talking about his top quarterback?
It's who would like say I did it next week. Say it's next Christmas. Who's the Browns quarterback?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He wouldn't make the top 6 options.
Zach, you don't have to give us all 6 names, but can you give us
I
maybe a name or 2?
I mean, right
like this
now,
game.
okay. If I was
Fernando
listing the odds,
Mendoza.
it would be rookie, highly drafted rookie would be the favorite.
Yeah.
Shador would probably be the second favorite.
Right.
And then it would be, to me, either Mac Jones or a medium drafted rookie. And then you'd get into the other names of like a reclamation project, Trey
Gabriel
Lance,
not
Anthony
in the
Richardson, something like that. Then you'd be down into Dylan Gabriel, Deshaun Watson territory.
I think it could be Jacoby Brissett over Deshaun Watson.
It could be.
He's had a decent year.
It could be. And again, it doesn't make sense to go too far because we don't know who's picking the players. We
Right.
don't know who's coaching the team.
Yeah.
We don't know what decisions they're going to make. We can be pretty clear it's not going to be Sanders, Gabriel, Watson in the room.
No.
Right?
No.
But 2 of them are likely to be in the room.
You
Somewhat
You
likely.
think they would cut Gabriel or Sanders after
They
1 year?
trade. I think if you draft,
You can't trade. Anybody
I think
trade
if
for
you trade
Dylan.
if you draft a
Trade a
quarterback
7
in the
for
first
Dylan,
round,
maybe.
then you trade Sanders. If you draft,
You
a
might
quarterback
have
in the first
to.
round.
I don't think that Shador could be your backup here.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
The dynamics.
You
But
either stick. Jason has said all along, and we argue a lot, but on this I agree with him.
No, I agree with him
Shador's
too.
either your starter or you trade him.
I agree.
You don't keep him as a backup.
and I think
agree.
over the last couple of weeks, the market has opened up.
Absolutely.
Indy suddenly has a need.
Absolutely.
KC might have a temporary need. And everybody's going to reassess. Unless you're Buffalo. Look, is Matthew Stafford going to play next year if they win the Super Bowl?
That's a good question.
Right? Like there is
Yeah.
the market is totally wide open right now. And you're not going to get Mac Jones for free. I mean, one of the smartest things the Niners have done is trade him or sign him to a 2-year deal. Like they are going to trade, they're going to turn a near minimum contract into a real asset.
As we sat here and talked, it's crazy. And that just dawned on me. We don't know what the hell they about to do. None of them. Like, to be truthful, like, if I'm just listening to this, like, it's too many variables. Like, We don't know what Jimmy Haslam thinks of Andrew Berry. We don't know if Kevin Stefanski's back. We don't even know what kind of coach they would pick. We don't know how Andrew Berry feels about Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders. We don't know what the trade value is. We don't know what their evaluation is on Mendoza. It's like it could be 1,000 different mixes of people and parts that we have no clue about.
But that leaves us plenty to talk about here.
Sure does.
Because first we're going to talk about, are they going to fire the coach? They're going to fire the GM. Then if they do either of those things, who are they going to hire to replace them? And then once that's done, we're debating, A, should they take a quarterback? B, if they take a quarterback, who could
Did you meet with Shedeur Sanders yet? What did you think about Shedeur?
So many.
Will they, if they're the second pick and the Giants are the first pick, are they going to have to trade to flip-flop spots with them?
If a decision is long made on the future of the franchise, on making changes in January, then last week just reinforced that decision, right? Mm-hmm. But like if it's not made, if it's making you waver, then all these options are open. And if you did in your heart of hearts want to fire the coach and keep the GM, then what does he think? And does the owner say you can stay, but only if you find a quarterback next year?
And does Jimmy love Shedeur so much that he could fire everybody and only hire a coach that's willing to go forward with Shedeur?
Who would be the coach that you would hire?
Dion.
I mean, you're going to.
Now that's funny. Now that's funny.
Am I wrong though?
No, I don't think they. Who knows? With Jimmy,
I don't know. Why would he want to do that? Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, that doesn't seem.
Why would you do that? I'm gonna stay over here and get this money in Colorado, wherever they at, and figure it out.
He's trying to figure that out.
I'm trying to figure it out. But I look at it, and there are literally 1,000 different ways you can go, and nobody know. Like I sat here last year, and we said, we talked about two people, Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, and then we got to draft day, they didn't draft neither one of them, and then came away with Dylan.
Well. And that underscores why it's so early. I believe that for most of the process, Abdul Carter was their number one player. And I believe at the end, they were scared away by the injuries, by some of the off-field stuff, and they looked at their options and said, we're going to go with this. So you just don't know. I know that he was number one for at least part of the process on their board, and that was their thinking. Early in the process, it was we're going to get Cam Ward. Okay, we're not going to get Cam Ward now. Let's backpedal. Let's do it this way. So all of those things play in. And then if there realistically is a Mac Jones, if there realistically is Shedeur's your choice to go forward, that changes the whole outline of everything. What you're thinking in March, what you're thinking in April, and those decisions stack.
Are you a believer in Mac Jones?
No, but I believe it would be. I believe you can make the case right now for this is where we're going. Right. Like we're going to get back to legitimacy. We're going to take the low cost shot on this guy, and then we're going to stack in this order.
Let me ask you: if Kevin is fired, does he get hired and have a job? I
believe he will have opportunities. If I was Kevin, I would keep my money and stay home and do some part-time TV.
Post up.
Yep.
TV.
Post up. Get that bag.
He ain't gonna say anything.
Well, that's what's part of his.
That's the thing. That what we see in front of the microphone is not the real Kevin Stefanski.
That's a great opportunity for him to reimage, repackage, and come
and
off
be on the list.
Be on the list, right? You don't want to jump. Listen, I always tell people, you don't want to jump back into them waters quick. Cash them checks, look around, become the hot guy. Will he
keep his house in Cleveland?
No.
I mean, now we're getting into family business. He has kids. He wants it to work out here.
They in school,
if it doesn't,
Well,
look, if he could go be the O coordinator in Philly, would he do it? I don't know. I mean, we're talking major hypotheticals here. That's his hometown. They might have, but probably. If I'm just saying, I can answer it for me. If I'm him, I'm good.
Percent chance they
you would sell the house.
No, I'm chilling for a year.
Not a job.
Yeah, I'm not moving anywhere.
Really quickly, percent chance. Everything's the same.
I think very slim. I think very, very slim.
Percent chance.
And you know what?
The more the special teams fail, the more the pre-snap penalties, the more the offense continues to drown.
You know what's so sad, Zach, is that I thought about that. I'm like, that would be so horrible. And then I'm like, well, that's what the Bengals are going to do.
Right. We don't.
Yeah, they're not
the Bengals have the worst GM in football. He's not even really a GM.
Yeah, it would be scary for the rest of the AFC North if the Bengals made the changes they need to make. And Joe could finally stay healthy for a year.
Like, wouldn't a good coach want to go there to coach him, even though Mike Brown stinks?
Sure. Him and T. Higgins and
Right.
Jamar
They ain't
Chase.
got no defense.
Just make the defense
Okay.
average.
Yeah, just make the defense average.
They keep
Average,
missing.
that's
They
it.
missing on picks.
They missed on every defensive player they've taken last year. No, DJ Turner's a good player.
Yeah.
He's good, but that's it.
It's easier to fix a defense in a temporary.
Yes,
than
it
it
is.
than
That's
it
right.
is to
Just
do
get a
that
bunch of
offense.
solid guys.
Question for Zach.
Anyway, go ahead, Mike.
Zach,
Brian
last year,
Flores.
correct me if I'm wrong, but the Browns viewed Cam Ward as a guy they would have taken at 2 had he been at 2, correct?
Yes, the Browns went into the
they
process
were-
thinking they were going to get Cam Ward. Yes.
Okay. So with that in mind, and I'm just speculating here. I'm just trying to, like G said, if you want to put a flow chart of all the decisions, which way it could go, it'd be the most convoluted maze of all time. If they view Mendoza and/or Dante Moore, or any of the quarterbacks in this draft, in the same light they viewed Cam Ward, I can't imagine they'd pass up over them. Correct?
Correct. Like if they're sitting at number 2 and both of those guys are in the draft, then they're taking one of those 2
Well,
guys.
they ain't
Yeah.
gonna be the ones making the pick or the decision.
Again, we don't know who's going to be making
Again,
that
we
pick.
don't know. We don't know that.
Yeah, right, Mike.
That's crazy. You brought up the biggest part. At this point, D. Podesta is gone. So I guess Barry is there, but we don't know if he's coming back. Stefanski there. People is. So is Haslam, like, is he gonna be the dude running the draft? Like is he making that decision? Because if you
Better not be.
I mean, if you get rid of, say, you get rid of the coach and you get rid of the GM, like who's left to make that decision?
Well, this is part of your process now of who do you trust and who do you listen to cultivate that list of who you're going to pursue, and we don't know those answers. And when I've asked around, what do you think is going to happen in Cleveland? You get different answers. People don't know because they're hard to predict. But Garrett, I don't think it's going to be absolutely hands-on with the first pick. But yeah, that is a level of concern of where is the search going to go? What is the goal here? And then, there's hard questions you have to ask in that.
Yeah.
Every candidate, what do you think of Shedeur? What do you think
Yeah.
of this quarterback class? What do you think of this quarterback situation?
Right,
What do you think of our cap situation?
That's enough, because then you have to take it into the consideration, the evaluation of the new coming coach, and he may say, Mendoza's cool, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I have a higher evaluation on guy X, Y, Z in this.
in the class of 27. Well, we got like 18 days till the Browns season's over and we find out. But tomorrow night, the Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson plays a playoff game on a huge stage. He had a great start to the year. He probably won't enter this draft.
Oklahoma's defense is like.
And then Dante
2 or
Moore
3
plays
in
two
the
playoff games before the Browns finish their season.
Yeah.
And might sign up for a third if they win them both.
Mendoza plays again.
Mendoza plays again. So
What's funny is, it's not a high bar, but the 3 most talk about quarterbacks in last year's draft were Ward, Shedeur, and Jackson Dart, and Tyler Shuck's been the best.
I don't think he's been better than Jackson Dart, has he?
You don't think so?
I don't think
I'm
so.
about to say, Jackson Dart the best out of them.
Yeah.
They've all flashed
Technically,
in different
Cam
ways.
Ward will be, but
Yeah, I still think the Titans believe in Cam Ward, and the Titans want the number 1 pick. So
I'm not saying that Shuck's going to be the best.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I think he played the best.
I read something a few weeks ago that was
Yeah.
interesting. It said Cam Ward owes Shedeur for, he's getting the spotlight instead of how poorly Cam
100%.
has played. But Cam is always a different cat, like a very unconventional path to there, very unconventional number 1 pick, but super talented kid, and it was always going to be about the future. And
has
then
he-
they fired his coach 6 weeks in. Like, you
Right.
can't do that. Like,
And
that's
has less talent
so
around
bad.
him than even Shedeur does, which is hard to believe.
Yeah, all his receivers are rookies.
Yeah.
It's rookie tight end. It's 2 rookie wide receivers. It's a bad offensive line. It's a bad defense. They fired the coach 6 weeks in. It's bad. It's bad.
All right, let's get the fence right.
Yeah, let's play some Fence Riders. Zach joined us once for Fence Riders
Yeah.
before. We had so much fun, we decided to ask him to stay for another round.
And by the way,
He's
folks,
negative. He's always
folks will be happy to know that during the off season, if you will, the non-football season, Zach is going to be a member of the panel.
He is.
Oh, please let me.
I don't know if I was.
What day is that?
Let me
What-
be
what
on.
I don't know if you were supposed to say that yet. So
This dude will be breaking all the news.
Did you know about that?
No, I didn't.
I guess I spilled the beans.
Yeah, and listen, you're working.
Zach's going to be
You're
joining us
working
for
Might
another-
be part of the panel. Let's see.
You're working midnight
got
on
it.
Saturday.
Yeah,
up
that
audio.
definitely
Yeah.
was not public knowledge yet, but Bull likes to jump the gun. We got to do a read.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
play
just
some
keep it
No
moving.
Fence Riders. No Fence Riders today is brought to you by Prize Picks. We make decisions every week in one way or another. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss the excitement of this sports season, whether you're following the NFL, NBA, or both. There's no better time to jump in on the action than right now. All you do is pick more or less on 2-player stats, and if you get them right, You win. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your lineup, and you can play from anywhere. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Yeah, Zach is going to be on every Wednesday as a member of the panel from February through August.
All right.
I got the confirmation. It's okay to mention it from Steve.
I just wasn't sure. I knew it was official.
There you go.
But Zach's going to play No Fence Riders with us.
Yeah.
All the answers, by the way, are at least a 3-6 split with Zach in the fold. So no unanimous, no even almost
No more
unanimous.
than 2/3 one way.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
So let's get to the first one. We start with the quarterback and their passing yards every week. It's been our running joke this season. We had the number way too high last week against the Chicago Bears. We dropped it to just 200. Will Shedeur throw for 200 or more yards against the Bills on Sunday? 6 of us said yes, including G, Bull, myself, Zach, Earl, and Jason. Tyvis, you're the one naysayer on the panel. Why'd you go under 200 for Shedeur
With
Sanders?
Jay there.
I know. Anytime you with Jay, it's not good.
Yeah.
I went with 197. I went 197. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. That was my stats.
This one I went back and forth on this like 3 times before I decided. But ultimately I thought, unfortunately, there's going to be garbage time at the end of the game. And the Bills' defense is not that good. And now in garbage time.
It is the number 2 pass defense in football.
It is? Based on what?
Yards per game.
They've gotten
Based on
gashed
what?
by the run. They've
Yards
gotten
per
gashed
game.
by the run, for sure.
Here's
You flip it?
No,
But I agree with your
no,
premise.
but either way, it's going to be garbage time. That's what he's going to get.
Here's why. Here's why he'll
Isn't
get
the
200
corner
plus.
out, the Benson corner?
No idea.
Hey, look, I don't. Everybody the Browns play is better than them, so
Yeah.
we can't say they ain't good. They good. Everybody's good. The Browns play. He'll get over 200 because they will be down in this football game.
Yeah.
And I don't think it'll be inclement weather. And he's going to trust them. If there's one thing Shedeur Sanders has shown you he will do,
Yeah.
he will throw the ball.
I think it's going to be dry but windy.
Is the offensive line fixed this game?
No, that's not getting fixed.
Well, that's why I picked yes. You know why? Because they
Yeah.
can't even pretend to run the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
they can't.
Like
That's true.
we've seen it the last few weeks. Don't even pretend. Just
Right.
go
Just-
out, draw some up, get him in a rhythm, throw it short, and then
I
let it
think-
rip.
Is it Wyatt Teller might play this week, right?
Yeah, he was back at practice, so we'll see.
What's going on with that, man? This is is it he hurt?
They got
It was
Is he
ridiculous how they
benched?
handled him.
It's
I think.
like I don't understand what was going
Yeah,
on.
what do
with
you think
that.
about how they handled that situation?
It was strange. I mean, he legitimately got hurt at the end of the game, but he was benched before that.
Well, I don't understand. I mean, I
I
guess
don't
I know he
understand.
wasn't having a good season, but there's a million guys not having a good season.
No.
Why you acting like that?
And that situation underscores the whole reality of it. They put in Tevin Jenkins, who's a veteran and a free agent. They didn't put in the rookie.
What you
Like
mean?
if it was time to put in the rookie or the
Right.
second year, Zinter is like a rookie because he
You would
never
understand
plays.
that. That
he
would
never
make
plays.
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Tyvis is confused. Why are you confused?
I'm confused. Why you confused? Why Hit Teller got benched?
Well, he wasn't playing no good.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but here's the thing.
We
though.
watched the tape. What are you talking about?
But the other cats ain't been balling either. Like
and he went right back in the game.
like Tevin Jenkins, like
You sit
he
here,
ain't been
you sit
killing.
here looking like, yeah, I don't know why they benched him. Yes, you do.
I mean,
what game was it? It was the Jets.
I listen. He
They
ain't
got, they got dogged on the play like twice.
He ain't been playing well. But I'm just saying,
Browns
what they
just
got.
promoted him for how Brownsy of them to promote him for a Pro Bowler the same week they bench him.
Like, it's
like
crazy.
that just sums up the Browns.
And I think
so stupid.
And I think they wanted to.
And they
take
they promoted David Njoku. He hasn't done anything this year.
I think they
you gotta
want.
see what you can get.
Shedeur
is 10th in Pro Bowl votes.
That's embarrassing.
No, that's. But let me tell you something.
Tyler Huntley made the Pro Bowl.
Right,
one time.
listen.
That was ridiculous.
That is one of the greatest. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. If that happens, people gonna lose their ever God loving mind. They're gonna go crazy.
How does it work? The fans voted in?
I don't think so.
Fan vote counts a third.
A third, yeah.
Yeah.
What's a third of a billion?
You know what? Fans want to see us, whatever. Just don't judge guys based on Pro Bowl.
All right, next fence rider.
Next fence rider.
We're going to let Zach start on this one. But the question was, who will have more rushing yards in this game? Josh Allen or Quinshon Judkins, the quarterback versus the running back?
Only the Browns will
Zach.
these embarrassing questions.
G, Dustin, Tyvis, and Earl said it will be Josh Allen. Jay, myself, Jason, and Bull said Judkins. Zach, why'd you go with Josh
You
Allen?
on the same side with Jay.
This to me was the easiest one. The Browns just can't run it right now. The offensive line is in trouble. The running schemes they're trying to use are not working. And, I just think Josh Allen, in running away from Myles Garrett and playing a little hero ball, I think he will get more yards. I can't see Quinshon Judkins getting over 40 yards without busting one, and it's been very hard to bust one.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong, honestly, but there's no facts that can back up Judkins having a better number. I'm just going to say it's football, and I got a gut feeling it's going to happen. There's nothing more to it than that for me.
The Bills
you gonna
run
double down
Josh
on it,
Allen
huh?
in games that matter.
What's that?
Traditionally speaking, the Bills have run Josh Allen in games they need to win.
Yeah.
In games that they are winning by a lot. And
Right, I think they'll run.
I think Judkins, just by the nature of how the game's going to go, is going to end up with.
There's a chance this is 23-22. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with
there's
you,
a
Zach.
chance it's 15 to 14.
I literally thought to myself, I said he's gonna get about Quinshon gonna get about 25 yards. Allen can beat that. That's what I thought.
Oh no! Oh look, Josh Allen, he's definitely has this. If you just go back and just take a look at Zach is right. You just watch the film. There's no opportunity. There's no realm of possibility. There's no alternate universe where the Cleveland Browns can even sniff any yards. It's just not going to work. They don't move nobody. It'd be dudes in the backfield every play.
Well, Mike just told us they have a terrible run defense.
Not this week. They nice.
They've been gashed by the run. They've been good against the pass. Number 3. This is the question that Bull asked Zach earlier. I had to put the kibosh on because we're going to get to it. Will Myles Garrett, who is 1.5 sacks away, set the record?
Well, one away from tying.
1 away from tying, 1.5 from breaking. So will he get 1.5 against Josh Allen and company? 5 people said no, he won't. The 5 include Tyvis, myself, Dustin, Zach, and Jay.
What's funny is this morning on my podcast I said he wouldn't.
So
I
you
must have forgotten what I said
flip-flopped in
on
2
this.
shows. Bull, G, Earl, and Jason said yes, he does get it.
Yeah.
Bull, why are you flip-flopping?
I'm flip-flopping. I decided he was going to get 1 sack. I think one
That's what
sack
I
he
thought.
ties the record, and then he breaks it next week at home against Aaron Rodgers
Or Mason Rudolph.
or Mason Rudolph.
Steelers,
that'd be
there's a
poetic.
good chance the Steelers' Week 17 game means absolutely nothing to the Steelers. It will all come down to Week 18.
Oh yeah, 'cause
That's crazy. Yeah, he'll get it. I think Josh Allen runs around a lot. He extends plays. I think Myles Garrett is going to have a vested interest in getting this thing done. Question to everybody else: do you think that he would play the rest of the season? If he gets the record,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he wants to blow that record out.
he wants to say, yeah.
He wants to make it
25,
unreachable.
he want to put the Big Mac sauce on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't want it ever getting broken.
Yeah, that secret sauce is okay. I see what you're saying.
I want to get to 25 if I'm him, and there's no reason he can't.
So and he already got once he get this, he already got the defense. I saw somewhere he's minus 20,000.
Yeah, right. I saw that too.
Minus for the
Yeah.
DP.
To win Defensive Player of the Year. Did you see the clip from the Bills' right tackle? I can't think of his name. Was
Dawkins? Or
what's
Spencer,
that?
Spencer Brown's the right tackle.
I think it was Spencer Brown said something like, talk about, what do you think about maybe Myles Garrett breaking the record against you? And he said something like, well, I mean, I don't want to be in a highlight of me getting my ass kicked by Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen had some really cool, nice things to say. He said he was the best player of all time.
Yeah, Josh Allen's been very complimentary of Myles Garrett.
What's going to be hilarious is the first time that he almost gets there and the camera pans on those two and they're the exact same size.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of wild. I was just sitting there thinking.
It's amazing.
Like when Myles gets up and pets him on the head after the play, like you just got rid of it, and you'll see that shot, and they're like the same size.
It's just crazy. I mean, he's huge, Josh Allen. What a monster. Well, they're lucky to have him. All right, next one.
Next one, will Isaiah Bond have a reception of at least 40 yards against Buffalo? He's gotten behind the defense.
35 yards.
35, excuse me. He's gotten behind the defense in all 4 of Shadour's starts. They've connected in multiple of those for 40-plus yard receptions. He had 2 40-plus yard catches against the Chicago Bears. Jason, Earl, and myself said it's going to happen. Ty, Jay, Bull, Dustin, and Zach said his streak of games with 40-plus receptions
Man,
is
I'm
over.
getting old. I'm like Jay.
Y'all see eye to eye.
Man, I am shocked. I thought the only yeses would be G, Earl, which are there, and I thought Jay. Because you guys are the most
Actually, I'm a neoconservative when it comes to the show.
You are?
I've been very conservative in all my takes for well over about 6 months. Tyvis actually is gone. He's just jumped off the
You're right. Now Tyvis, but he's not on there either.
Wilding out. But
What? What I be doing?
Oh man, you be doing a lot. You be 9 wins, all kind of wins, and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, first of all, y'all not gonna keep saying. I said 8.
Yeah, that was not like that wasn't a terrible prediction.
Is that the worst take I've ever had?
Giannis takes
Well,
wild.
that's a
Giannis
fact.
is better than LeBron and Michael Jordan.
That's
It's
a,
kind of
that's
crazy.
a fact.
Big Christmas. It's kind of nasty. But no, the reality of the situation, I think, look, I don't.
Did you say something? Did you say Stephen Quantum was going to hit 400?
Yeah, he did. He did. That was another
He
one.
also thought Big Christmas was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
So the crazy part, somebody asked him this question. It was like, did you change that play with Isaiah Bond? And he just kind of laughed. Like, I don't know if he did change the play. I don't know what that was, but it just seems to be like
He told him to run a
he told him,
post.
run this and
And he
throw it.
ran
Like, I
it,
was
there
like,
it
man,
was.
that's how I knew. I said, man, Kevin letting y'all change plays at the line of scrimmage now? What this? So I
No,
think,
the answer's no.
but it worked. So I guess I'll give them one. And I have them down a couple of scores. So I do think they might run a deep over a little later in the game.
Hey, bro.
Why no?
I hope so. I hope so.
You don't think so? Why? Why do you guys think no?
I just think they've seen it. And
Yeah,
I think you can hit one for 32 or 30 and it's still a big
You
play.
know why? Because if I was checking Isaiah, I've done enough film. I'm not even in it every day.
Yeah.
But so when you're in the defensive meeting room, right, and you go check your iPad, there's this breakdown of explosive plays, and you really, as a secondary, want to look at what the explosive plays look like.
Yeah.
Well, a good chunk of them has number 16. So guess what? When I get out on the field, guess what? If I'm lined up on 16, guess what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
They going deep to
Yeah,
16. I'm not letting them
Right.
go deep to 16. He the only guy that can threaten me deep.
And he's a one-trick pony, right? He doesn't.
That's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
do anything else.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not letting this man catch no bomb on
and
me.
he could have had him for another third one, but the ball he threw it inside, and it kind of looked like, I don't know if he didn't adjust to it, but he was open on that play too.
And died on me.
There's still a little bit of adventure, but each one. But Bonda's playing a lot better, and
He's looking like he could be worthy of an NFL roster spot.
right.
Still don't understand why you guaranteed him money, but I guess it's not that big a deal.
Stretches the field.
Yeah.
Earlier, real quick before we move on to the next one, Zach, you had mentioned this probably maybe it's the preseason, early in the season. Maybe it was after the Pittsburgh game when he got a ball thrown off his helmet because he didn't turn his head around. And
It's Pittsburgh.
yeah, Pittsburgh. And I believe it was you, and if it wasn't, I apologize. But you're like, there's no way this guy's an NFL receiver at this
Yes.
point.
Correct.
Have you changed your thoughts on that?
Yes, but I was right then.
Right. It's called new information. The way new information works is people can get better.
Well, I remember when we first talked first week of the season, they're like, is this guy going to play? I'm like, yeah, on a normal team, he'd redshirt till mid-October.
Right,
but this
right,
team, they're going to trot him out there and throw him the ball.
Yeah.
They're
And
finally hitting a
kudos
couple
to him.
of them.
He's improved.
Yeah.
Right? He looked useless early in the season. You're
Sure.
right. And now he looks
You
good.
would think going forward, if we can build a real NFL receiver room, that this
Yeah.
is your number 4 guy. This is
Right.
the guy that comes, like Tyvis says. The
Yeah.
team knows when he comes in, but he's coming in to do that role.
Correct.
What's the guy who played for the Niners? We had him here 1 year.
Marquise
Goodwin.
Goodwin. He
Like
made a
that
career
type of
out
role,
of it. He also
right?
went to Texas. His same
I
prototype.
Yeah.
You got to think about it like this, Tyvis. You get you draft you a free agent, get you a little free agent, and you can get somebody like Jordan Tyson. And then you got Isaiah Bond to be a gadget guy, and then Jerry. See, Jerry Judy.
And then you need a slot guy.
Jerry Judy's fine as a 3.
He'll bounce back and be
He's
serviceable
fine.
next year.
He's fine, but
I
he
bet.
can't be your number 1 or 2 receiver. But if you can rebuild. I
he's
have
gonna be
more.
Yeah, well, Judy should be playing in the slot next year.
I would like to see him in the
What
slot.
you gonna do with Isaiah Bond?
He's not playing all the time. He's their 4th receiver.
He's 4th receiver, man.
You have Judy as your 3. You have Bond as your 4. You draft, say, Jalen Tyson if you don't take a quarterback at 1. Jordan Tyson, Jalen, whatever. I like Jalen better.
I like how y'all just. What about Cardinale?
No, hold on. Now,
Or Carnell, whatever.
Carnell Tate, he don't be dropping that.
Remember
man.
Carnell Lake from the Steelers?
I remember Ricky Lake. Shout out to Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake. I went to a taping of her show once.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, shout out to Ricky Lake was bad, man.
Ricky Lake.
Never heard of it.
You don't
Ricky
remember
Lake.
Sally Jesse Raphael?
I went to Sally Jesse. No, I didn't go to Ricky Lake. No, yes, I did. I went to a taping of Ricky Lake show once. I went to Sally Jesse Raphael once. and I went to
Phil Donahue.
You went to a show
not
taping?
Phil Donahue.
No, Geraldo. Now
I never
Geraldo.
went to Geraldo.
Now Geraldo then jumped from
Jerry
different
Springer
places.
they filmed in Chicago,
You was gonna go?
but
You wanted to see them get their beads?
remember the Morton Downey Jr. show? Do you remember that, Zach?
No, I remember Ricky Lake, but I'm not familiar with Morton Downey Jr.
Look it up. If Morton Downey Jr. I remember I was like, we're off track here, but whatever. It was, I don't know, it was the late 80s or the early 90s. It was like the first show of this. This was the Jerry Springer show before the Jerry Springer show. And I remember it was called Morton Downey Jr. And I want to say it was like the second week he was on, he had a bunch of like KKK guys.
Whoa.
And then some guys from the Jewish Defense League. And they had a brawl on the stage. It was just, I mean, the whole thing was probably staged.
That's crazy. All right,
anyway.
2 more fence riders after
Check it
that
out.
detour of all detours.
That's crazy.
Harold Fannin, since Shador's taken over, has 36 targets.
Yeah.
That's 20 more than any other receiver on the Browns. Jerry Jeudy's second with 16.
Yeah.
So against Buffalo, will Fannin have 5 more targets than whoever the Browns' second most targeted receiver is? Earl, Ty, G, Bull, and Zach said, yeah, The Rock is still going to go to Fannin.
Why am I with him?
It's okay to be with Jay if the majority. When you're in the minority, you don't want to be with Jay.
I need to know what his weekly record is.
Hey,
One of these days, Mike will do weekly records.
Hey, listen, man. Have you guys ever noticed at home, man? Listen, if you look at the fence riders, you can tell people. If you want to know how people voted on certain issues, all you got to do is look at those fence riders. Right now, look, you can make it up.
Yeah.
On the yes side, right there, it's easy. Harold Fannin Jr. had like 14 targets. They split him out. Like as a receiver, he's their number one player.
Yeah.
And when Shador's saying, matter of fact, Tyvis said, "Hey, listen, he's gonna have to look away a little bit on that because they sitting on that a little bit. They sitting on it a little bit, Zach."
Gee, that's why I said no. I think the last 2 games he's targeted Fannin so much that that's going to be the primary focus of this Buffalo defense, and
Mike,
other players are going to get some targets.
You're out to lunch here, Mike. Here's the thing. The Bills are not like focused on one guy on the Browns offense because the Browns offense stinks.
They're self-checked.
That's
so
true.
they're not like, oh, we got to shut down Harold Fannin. No, I don't say that to make fun of Harold Fannin. He's a good player, but are the Bills worried about Harold Fannin killing them? No.
Well, at some point, their coaching point is let's undercut this because he's looking for him.
Right.
Like he is looking for him. And sometimes I've laughed a couple times because Shador in these press conferences sometimes goes on these long answers, and there's a couple times he's been like, "Yeah, we weren't even looking for Harold there, but I went to him." Like, or like, you know what? It wasn't even a good throw, but guess what? He caught it and he bailed me out.
When the play breaks down, he always looks.
Yeah, and it's worked.
Time.
To an extent, it's worked.
Every quarterback.
To the extent that anything has worked for this offense,
Right.
Yeah.
that has worked.
Right.
Harold Fannin has had an outstanding rookie season and leaves you thinking like if you ever get him on a real offense and the number of ways you can use him is really exciting.
Harold Fannin, he can. I ain't gonna say this because it's blasphemous, but he reminds me of Antonio Gates. Like I just feel like he just be open. And listen, now like Gates, Kent State, shout out basketball dude. You know what I'm saying? But he does some things like you eyeball him, like, oh, I like how he's physical. I like what he athletic. But
there's just so much natural to his game, right? It doesn't look real polished, but he gets open.
Gates.
He doesn't go down after the catch.
He don't go down. He catches the football. He can do a lot of different
Gates
things.
didn't play a down of college football. Like it took him a while when he got in the league.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair comparison.
very
I mean, he couched it by saying it's absurd. This guy's a rookie.
Crazy. He's a rookie.
He's a Hall of Famer.
But it's I like the similarities in his game. I think Shador would be looking for him, but he gotta look that off a little bit. Sometimes he got to figure out if they want to be successful. I do think that the Browns have to find more answers to move the chains. It can't be feast or famine. He has to find somebody else that's going to move the chains, whether that's Cedric Tillman or Jerry Jeudy.
And they're going to need a more traditional tight end in this offense going forward because you want to be able to move Harold around and you need to be able to move him around.
What's the name of the Browns, the running back the Browns drafted that was supposed to play with Jim Brown but had leukemia?
Ernie Davis.
Didn't he wear 44?
He did. I think he did.
45. That's why nobody wears 45.
That's a bad job on me.
That's good.
By the way, Harold Fannin, 13th with 3 weeks to go, all time in receiving yards by a rookie tight end.
That's
You
crazy.
know how this game gonna go, right?
Could he get 1,000? It's too far up.
He's going to break the Browns record, right? He's like 60-some yards. Oh, okay. Last week then.
Yeah, broke it. Yeah, Ozzie Newsome, 589 as a rookie.
No, the Browns rookie for any position.
Oh.
He's like 60 yards or something.
Okay.
away.
Really?
Kevin Johnson in 1999.
If he gets to 900 yards, just 900, it'll be the fourth most by a rookie in his. Oh, probably fifth because Tyler Warren will probably end up ahead of him, who's also a rookie. But right as of now, Jeremy Shockey is fourth all time in receiving yards by a rookie with 894. So he has a chance to be top 5 all time as a rookie.
Some pretty good company.
Very good.
Yeah.
The Browns are going to go out. They're going to score first in this game, and then
They get outscored 40-0.
go and give up like 28 unanswered
It's
points.
like when Ohio State plays
That's
a MAC
exactly
school.
what's going to happen.
I remember going, the only time I've ever been to an Ohio State game, Dustin and I went, I don't know, 2012, 13.
Oh,
and they
I was there.
Yeah, right.
Who'd you play, Miami of Ohio?
I was on the field, by the way.
Who was they playing?
Miami of Ohio.
Okay, I was red shirting, but
And
I
if
was
I
there.
remember correctly, Miami of Ohio scored first in that game.
Yeah, probably did.
Like at a field. I feel like this happens all the time. They get like a field goal or something, and then Ohio State scored like 50 points straight.
Yeah.
No, I
don't think Miami of Ohio moved the ball the rest of the game.
OU beat O State this year.
I believe I was
What?
down.
Y'all coach just got fired.
In my mind,
he
after
was
3
drinking-
quarters, it was
allegedly
close. That
drinking
was a win. We taking that dub.
Wow.
That first possession, you went right down the field.
Yeah, I'm
I
telling you.
got Tyvis, I got to double check with Dustin, but I think we were on the field before the game talking with Will Smith.
The defensive end.
Smith?
Yeah.
The defensive end,
The
Will
late,
Smith,
great Will Smith.
or
Somebody
died.
said- Yeah, the one who
R.I.P.,
died.
right?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the rapper Will
You know,
Smith.
his-
No, not the. That would have been awesome.
His son,
we call
his
him a
son
rapper
is there
anymore?
now.
No, actor. All right, we got one last fence rider question.
Will Smith's son, Jaden Pinkett Smith?
No, Will Smith
No,
Jr.,
Will
the
Smith
football
Jr.,
player.
the football
See,
player.
this is why.
I'm out to lunch on that one.
All right, we got one last fence rider, then we're going to put
Not
Zach
for
to
a
the
while.
test with some super chats if he wants to stick around. But will the Browns have multiple scoring drives in this game? It's worth mentioning that in the half he played against Baltimore, they did not score. He had one scoring drive against San Francisco, one scoring drive against Chicago, multiple against Vegas, multiple against Tennessee. So in 3 of his 5 appearances, they have had 1 or fewer. In 2 of the 5, they've had multiple. So will they have more than one? I said yes. Ty said yes. G said yes. Bull said yes. And Zach said yes, which means everyone out there today said yes, and everyone who's not out there, ironically, said no.
10 points. Just get to 10 points.
right.
That's what I thought.
And again, I answered with the Shador question earlier. If nothing else, they'll score in garbage time.
They did that against
They
Chicago.
didn't score garbage time last week.
Well, no, they didn't. But I think they'd be more likely to in this game than the Bears.
I mean, it could have. If Jerry Jeudy hold on to the football in the game, that's 2 drives right there.
Isn't that sad? Some of these questions, when you think about them, are so pathetic.
Yeah. There's times where
2029.
if they could just if they just had a below average running game, they can get a couple of scoring drives.
Right.
But they have an impossible running game.
We gotta go through this now. So in 2029,
Right. Success rate is just a stat like everything else.
Yeah.
But it gauges how you move the chains and give yourself a chance, right? And they are so much further below anyone else.
Yeah.
You're just not giving yourself a chance just by getting yards, moving the chains, getting a new fresh set of downs, right? Keeping yourself out of 3rd and 9 where
First
your
and
quarterback's
15s,
getting killed.
first
Yes.
and second and
Yes.
20s.
Like it's just a number, but when you look at it every year, the best offenses are near the top. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're giving themselves a fresh set of downs. They're giving themselves chances.
I wonder if the Browns are, in terms of, you know how in a game they'll show you a stat about the average 3rd down distance? I wonder if for the season the Browns are one of the all-time worst in that stat for this year.
Maybe not all time, but they're certainly below. I'll look that up.
It's got to be awful.
I just feel like it's Groundhog Day. I feel like since I've been
Great
living,
movie, great movie.
One of great movies. I feel like I just see like it's the same. I think my whole life, I just feel like 3rd down we can't get 3rd down. Like 3rd down, 3rd and 5 we're not getting that.
we really didn't get our first down into the 3rd
Yeah.
quarter.
I just
Correct. Yeah, the Isaiah Bond in the
That's
late
pitiful.
with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the 2nd quarter was the first down of the game.
Yeah,
25 minutes went by before they got a first down.
it's tough.
Zach, good stuff as always. Thanks for joining us.
Well, Zach,
go
do you
watch
want to
some
stick
Ricky
around
Lake
for Super
reruns
Chats?
on
It's
YouTube.
up to you.
Ricky Lake. Remember that? What was that song that mentions Ricky Lake?
I don't know. I'm going to have to go look it up on YouTube.
yeah.
Sorry.
See,
Are you
See you,
staying
Zach.
for super chats?
Yeah.
No, I have to go. I have to go watch
All right,
some Maple
that's what we
Leafs.
figured. All right, that was Zach Jackson. Zach, thanks for sticking around. Super Chats today brought to us by FanDuel. Let me get the FanDuel read info, then you could tell me whatever you got to say. NFL Sundays move fast. One big play. Suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you.
Mike, if you hear anything about when they're doing the moment of silence at the Browns game for Rob Reiner, please let me know when the Browns have locked that in.
They have not locked that in yet. I saw you tweeted at him this morning.
Yeah, hopefully they'll lock that in soon. I hope they can do it. Let's get Super Chats.
All right, first one comes from Cooper Erie Man, who says, Strus means a lot more than people think to the Cavs. He's the ultimate connector on the roster, a movement shooter who plays hard, works as well with another creator. When he returns, everything will start trending up.
Here's the interesting thing, that if your team is bad because Max Strus is not playing,
you ain't winning nothing.
You can't win a thing.
You're not winning nothing. You're never winning.
And that doesn't mean he has zero importance.
It's just
what the Super Chatter said is 100% right. But you can't rely on Max Strus if you're going to win a championship.
Well, he's not 100% right that it'll fix everything.
No, he said things will start trending up.
Oh, okay.
He is right in that sense.
They were
fine.
If they had everybody back and everybody was at full strength, they'd be just good enough to be fool's gold.
Yes,
probably, they would fool you like we've been always seeing, and then in a couple years, and then be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe they lost."
So where do you think they make it to this year?
Listen, they get. I would lean. They get bounced in the first round.
Oh, damn!
Bounce.
I think if they're fully healthy, it depends who they play in the first round. If they're fully healthy, I still think they'll win a round, depending on who they play. But I'd be shocked if they even got to the Eastern Conference.
I'd be shocked.
Wait a minute, McNuggets, you are the voice of reason.
You're the voice of reason.
Playing like they're currently playing, they're not winning the series.
No.
What are you talking about?
But I do, like I said earlier, I do believe there's a much higher ceiling than what they're playing at. Whether they reach it or not, I'm out of ideas, guys. I'm out of ideas.
If you had to bet right now,
oh what?
You have two bets. You got $5,000. There's two bets you can make.
Okay.
If the Cavs are playing a series against the Oklahoma City Thunder right now, your two options are Cavs win the series, or the Thunder win the series by 20-plus each game.
Thunder win the series by 20-plus.
Thunder win the series by 25-plus each game.
If I had to bet right now, I'm taking the Thunder.
25-plus?
Yeah.
I'd go with the Cavs.
Go with the Cavs.
At 25-plus each game, I'd go with the Cavs.
Is it more likely, right there, is it more likely that Shedeur Sanders throws for 300 yards against the Bills, or the Cavs go to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Shedeur throw for 300 yards
Cavs,
against the Bills.
Cavs Eastern Conference Finals.
What is wrong with him?
You lost it. The Eastern Conference Finals?
It's just one game.
It's one game against the Bills.
I thought you meant average for the last.
No. Just against the Bills.
One
game.
Bills.
Shedeur. Yeah, Shedeur.
In fact, if you said the Thunder had to win by 35, I'd still, even though that's not going to happen, I still think there's at least a 1% chance they can win each game. The Cavs would have no chance to beat the Thunder, right? No chance. Can anybody beat the Thunder right now? Can
in
the
a
Nuggets beat
7-game
them?
series, I don't. I think they're the best team in the league.
Could the Spurs beat them?
No.
If Wemby was healthy.
Jokic and the Nuggets are the one team because they don't have an answer for. Even last year, with the Nuggets playing as bad as they played for part of the season, injured guys in the playoffs, they took them to 7, and it took an incredible defensive effort from Alex Caruso to push them over
Nobody
the top.
can guard Jokic.
Nobody can guard Jokic. And he's the one X factor that I would give him a chance.
I got more faith in the Guardians going to the ALCS than
100%.
If
you ask me Guardians, ALCS, or Cavs Eastern Conference,
easy.
I'm taking the Guardians.
No, not blinking.
Y'all out of league.
All right, next
fully healthy.
Who are you taking, Mike?
Fully healthy.
Guardians or Cavs?
I'll take the Cavs.
I think I still take the Cavs because the East is
fully
so
healthy.
Weak, and
give me the Cavs.
Listen, I have beginning of the season wouldn't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
Like my faith in this team has significantly dropped. It really has, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat the fact.
Yeah.
That
Let me ask you this question: who in the last few years when you would argue the Cavs have been the better team than the Guardians.
Guardians.
Who's the only one that's gotten to the AL Championship Series?
Guardians.
Or the Eastern.
And even when they look like they're down, they give you a reason to say we come back. They play with a different level.
I remember Bull said the Guardians are out of it. They're not going to the playoffs. And
they're never out.
They went to the playoffs.
It was a pretty reasonable thing to say at the end of August.
Well, here's last thing on the Cavs. I want the next Super Chats. Like right now, they're playing bad, right?
Yeah.
And they keep talking about going through this adversity and how they didn't have any adversity last year. And they need to go through adversity to get better. They've shown us nothing with this group in 3 years that would make us believe they're built to fight through and overcome adversity. They had adversity against the Knicks in that first series when guys got hurt.
When the trade deadline?
Adversity against the Pacers last year with guys hurt. They folded. Like, we have nothing tangible to grab onto other than blind hope.
In fact, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the last time the Cavs won a playoff series in which they were not favorites to win was when they beat the Warriors in the championship.
Facts.
Maybe that next year, but they would have been favorites.
They lost the play-in to the Hawks at home.
That's right. And then they lost 2 play-ins.
I actually think they were the underdogs in that Hawks game, though, G.
They lose to the Nets and then the Hawks.
They lost to the Nets and then the Hawks. All you need to win is one. They ain't never won no big games.
Only playoff series wins were Orlando
2
years ago.
And that was 7 games.
And then they beat
Miami last year.
which was like one of the worst playoff teams ever.
All right, next Super Chat.
Did they sweep Miami?
They beat them by historic amounts of points.
Destroyed them.
Cooper Mann says, I'll be in Columbus and then Cleveland for the first time for the Steelers game. My dad's from Garfield Heights, but I've lived my whole life in Orlando as a Cleveland sports fan. Food wrecks or must-dos when I'm up in Northeast Ohio?
I mean, must-dos is not a lot. It's bad weather right now, so there's not a lot of fun things to do. What's a must-do if you're
Slimans?
Well, I mean, if you want to do
I went to Slimans yesterday, man.
I thought you was going on Tuesday.
Well, I've been waiting for you guys to go with me. Nobody wants to hang out with me for lunch anymore, so you guys have all dissed me.
I had to go work
trying
out.
to get Tyvis to go for weeks.
I had to work out and I had to get my check.
When I get back from vacation.
When you going on vacation?
You're going on vacation?
I'm off next week.
You're off all next week?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
There's 3 shows that week.
Anthony sounds pissed over there.
Yeah,
No.
It's only 3 shows.
It's Christmas
dirty.
week. I'm going.
You get the substitute teacher and you'll deal with it, Bull.
All right, next one. Sports Talk Goat says, how many games?
No knock at you, Anthony. I just don't like when Mike's not here.
How many wins will the Chiefs have this year with Josh Allen?
All of them.
How many
wins would they have?
The Chiefs have with Josh Allen.
The Chiefs will be back in the playoffs.
The Chiefs had a weird season this year. I get the point is, the Chiefs didn't have a good year with
Patrick Mahomes.
With Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, you're right. So is there a possibility when you predict something that's going to happen, you're going to go with the most likely scenario? So, yes, if Josh Allen played for the Browns, is there a chance they'd only have 1 or 2 more wins? Of course there's a chance. It could go raw, blah, blah, blah. But more often than not, just like with Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, every year of his career but one, had a great season. This year, they were a mess, a total mess. It went wrong for them. And so it didn't work out. But I'll take my chances with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen over a team with a good defense and a running game.
All right, next one. Chris Ortega says, it's crazy, but we would have been better off with Jed Wills at left tackle this year.
I mean, he was terrible, too. But
He's nice.
Yes, you're right.
Hakeem.
Is he right? He's not even playing. The guy's out of the league.
He's out of the league. Hakeem Labunga says the fact that G. Bush has all you guys saying some version of crazy or wild work is wild work. Appreciate the show. Love you guys.
Fair enough.
Hey, man, listen. Minimowski.
It's nasty work.
I do like Minimowski, too, but I never use it.
Yeah,
I got to work in Minimowski.
Work it in. Sometimes you gotta work that in.
Yeah, I like Minimowski.
Next up, Topo42 says, Bull.
Yeah.
You've said Josh Naylor stinks. Andre Schmidt stinks. You've also said the jury is out on this draft because we're not sure if any of them are good yet. King of the pot calling kettle black.
I don't understand. First of all, I never said Josh Naylor stinks. I said he stinks against lefties, and he improved there. And Andre Schmidt stinks? I mean, really? That's such a big deal?
That was a reach.
I don't understand you could criticize my takes, which is fine.
Andre Schmidt, just the worst I've ever had.
On this show,
Andre Schmidt.
On this show, we admit when we make a bad take.
Yeah, it's sweet.
So that's not a big.
We literally clipped I don't know.
He's saying I'm being hypocritical. I don't understand what.
We literally clipped I had 3 bad takes this week as a social.
I literally called myself out for saying I had horrible takes.
Well, we can move on from that.
But no, but he said I was being a hypocrite. I don't understand how I'm being a hypocrite. Right back so you can explain it. I'm curious. Go ahead.
Ant, will you respond to Topo and say, MG Raptor says Shedeur is the Browns' leading passer with 22 fewer attempts than Flacco and 47 than Gabriel. Same amount of interceptions as Flacco with more games played.
Okay. What does that mean?
Next, Bill Rodewalt. Mark my words, Jed Wills is coming back, and most of the highest-ranked O-line free agents will be Browns next year.
I mean, we really got 2 messages about Jed Wills?
Jed Wills is popping.
We've hit our Jed Wills quota for the month.
Oh my God!
Bull, you really pissed people off with your Tyler Shuck stuff. So here's a couple super chats.
Oh, because I'm sure people, of course, said I wasn't using that to criticize Shedeur. People aren't going to listen.
Are they saying that you were glazing Tyler Shuck?
I think I was glazing him.
Here they are. I'm going to read them all at once. You can respond at the end. What do you mean you don't know what simultaneously.
Go ahead.
Keys says Kellen is a much better head coach than Stefanski.
Well, of course, this guy would know who's a much better head coach.
Let me read them all, then you can respond.
Yeah.
Keys, Kellen's a much better head coach than Stefanski. In addition to Shuck being developed day one, check the tape. Saints' offensive line is way better than Cleveland's.
Okay.
It's your boy Oz says bad argument. Both Saints have a good offensive line, and Kellen Moore running the offense. Look what he did with Dak and Jalen Hurts. Give Shedeur that situation. He would look 10 times better.
Cooking. Okay. We got some more?
Those are your 2.
I wasn't comparing the 2. One thing had nothing. It had nothing. My points about Shuck had nothing to do with Shedeur.
You just think Shuck has been playing decent?
My point was that when you get good quarterback play, it could lift up the team. And I said we saw that with Shedeur in the one game. Shedeur's barely played to this point.
You know what I think they got it on? Because when you said something about Shuck, I said something about Shedeur. And so they felt like maybe we was going back and forth, but I don't think you saw about that.
I got 2 more real
Go
quick.
ahead. Yeah.
Senjaya says, McNuggets, where do you get your stat numbers? I use True Media to get the time to throw numbers.
All right.
And then they asked, Shedeur had better stats than Mendoza in college, so why would you expect Mendoza to be better in the NFL than Shedeur?
That's a silly tweet.
Which is the dumbest thing anyone's ever said.
I don't know that I'm expecting it, but that doesn't make any sense.
College stats do not equal NFL success.
Yeah.
Look at Josh Allen.
Yeah, we knew G. Bush would have get Dylan Gabriel over everybody.
Stop playing. Don't put that in the strategy.
See
I never said that.
See in overtime.
I'd never take Dylan. I'd take Dylan if we got to have a chess match.